I mean, you gotta remember though, you be young.
Yeah.
When I started hustling, bro, I was 19. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, you be young. You don't know what to do with no money. You ain't gonna know what to do. You 18, 19 years old, making $1,400, $1,500 a night. You know what I'm saying? But I just was taught how to hustle. You know what I'm saying? The homie was like this here, man. You make X amount of money, put it back on the street. He was like, if you spun 100 and you made 2, then don't spend 100 again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we were doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You spending what you spent to start with. He was like, no. You need to spend this much and this much, and you need to throw this away and this away. And it makes you move faster. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was able to go at one point after I had to stop hustling and start, you know what I'm saying? I had been in the street for a while at this time where I had 4 rocks, which is $80 worth of merchandise. And we're copping 4.5 ounces in 7 days. You know what I'm saying? Just cause, boom, just keep putting it back, putting it back, putting it back, putting it back. Reinvesting it, reinvest. When you look at most successful business people in the actual business world, bro, that's what they do. They just keep reinvesting the money. That's what Dame Dash be talking about when he say, I put it back in the street. Yeah. He reinvests the money. You know what I'm saying? That's how that goes. But, how you doing, Trina? Well, I gotta tell you, man. I will tell you though. You know why people get 10 they be falling off, bro? I gotta try to, cause I know I want to work this in a little bit this evening, but something else just came to my mind along with something else that was already there. Niggas fall off, bro. Really, this is why niggas don't hold on, because when the book say, when I ain't say the book, but when the master says, I didn't come to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me, and not my, niggas don't really believe that for themselves.
Yeah.
Like they hear him say it, but they don't have that vantage point for themselves. Like, I'm not trying to do my own will. Yeah. Or it's not my will be done, but his will. They don't live their life like that because it's stuff niggas want to do. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to find a way to go do it. So then they look to try to discredit or invalidate anything. When they look at people, it don't even matter. The word is right. This is why he said that about David. You called my enemy to blaspheme because of what you did. Because it make it look like my word wrong. My word right. You wrong. Your word right. These people still going to hell for bucking me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why I used to tell people, man, don't be running around here grabbing people, man, trying to get them to, hold on. I know I heard that, Brother Harrison.
Like you said, you gotta, everybody got their own, you gotta get out until you die. You gotta die. You gotta get out.
But see, it ain't even just the giving it up. You got to actually believe it.
That's where that love come in, you know. You put the love down, you first love down.
You got to actually believe it, though. See, all that stuff that's why I've been telling everybody this, man, from the time I started doing this, bro, because he allowed me to understand that early. You have to believe this. If you don't believe this, it's only so far you're going to go. You know what I'm saying? Because once you done got up to that end point, that checkerboard flag at the end, you're going to start shedding the stuff your book say do, and you're going to start doing you. Or you're going to halfway serve the man, or you're going to cap like you serve the man after you done filled up the measure of your sins when the period of time popped up to show that you didn't actually believe it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had somebody tell me, my bad for not trusting y'all. So you didn't believe him. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing that a nigga can do for you in that type of situation because you don't know what this man is going to do because that's the greatest offense against him. See, niggas think eating swine, smoking weed, hitting hoes, all that stuff don't mean nothing. That unbelief is the biggest sin against him. Because that man say, without faith, you can't please him. So it don't matter how many Sabbaths you keep. It don't matter how much swine you don't eat. It don't matter how much you say this, how much Hebrew you know. All that type of stuff, nigga, you going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't really believe the man. Man, I used to tell them like this. This simple, bro. Hold on.
I mean, it's understandable because, if I was a nigga,
hello?
You believe him, you'd be like,
Hello? Sloan, what's happening with you? I'll put it to you like this here, bro. I used to use this analogy all the time. That's your man, right? That's your homeboy. If you tell him something, right, he gonna believe you on the strength that he know who you are. He know your character. He know what you about. Soon as you tell him something, he don't even think that Reese ain't gonna do that. That's how y'all operate, bro. That's how he operate. Only difference is Johnny can see Reese. You can't see y'all. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You can't actually see this man standing next to you saying, hey, yo, Johnny, man, I got you. I need you to do this right here. I'm going to do this right here for you. I got you when you get back. You know what I'm saying? Like your man be like, hey, bro, you can grab that from the store from me, bro. I got you that 20 cash when you come back. You already know that's your nigga. He going to give you that 20. It's not a thought in your mind that he not going to do that. That's how this man operate, bro. And so people sit back and they look at it, it's just words on the page. It's used to control you. Ain't nobody forcing you to do this. Niggas kill me to talk about the Bible was meant to control. How? How?
I had this girl tell me that one time. She's like, yeah, that book is out of date. It's old. We in 2017. Or it was like 2016.
But I'm like, how is it meant to something that's meant to control you means it's forced upon you. Yeah. No one is forcing you to listen to this. Nobody's forcing you to do this. Like, nigga, you keep me like, ain't nobody making you stay here, nigga. You can leave at any time. Nigga, I'm not gonna call your phone and beg you to come back, beg you to listen. Shoot, kick rocks, nigga. Ain't that what the master did? You ain't see him beg nobody? Okay. You dip, you dip. Nigga take it out, oh man, he doesn't care, or, no. This man don't force nobody to do nothing. You gonna suffer the consequences though. You're not gonna blow the consequences. You know what I'm talking about? But you ain't gotta do nothing.
Like law of physics, you jump off a building, you gonna fall.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't gotta do. See, that's the whole key thing, right? Ain't nobody seen me walking around saying you must believe this Bible. Yeah, you must believe it. I'm not. Hey, you want to keep me in a homosexual? You want to keep me in a whoremonger? You want to keep me in a liar? I mean, hey man, all my job is to do is to let you know that there's a punishment for it. You do what you want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody walking around here in the neighborhoods, you must come to this service on this. Nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying? And most niggas feel like if we tell them who our Hebrew culture is, man, look here, man, it's got to be in your heart, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. But like Brother Harrison said, they were actually trying to force you to do the opposite.
Yeah.
But instead of like, but it's not like, but at the same token, I remember dudes talking about they can make you worship the devil. Can't nobody make you do nothing. Because all they're going to do is put an option on the table is, we're going to kill you or serve it. The choice is still yours.
Yeah.
Like nobody can force you to do nothing. Niggas try to say somebody forcing them to do something as an excuse on, you know you wrong for whatever it is that they're telling you not to do.
No, I watched the TV show that was having, like, trying to force them to do something. They have threatened, like, well, I kill your family.
Well, what's wrong with your killer?
Oh, man. And they give in then.
I'm like, this is where you going to have to go ahead and start killing them niggas then. Make sure you hit me first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But even then, it's not even a force because all it is a persuasion. It's an aggressive form of persuasion, but it's still a persuasion. Can't nobody force nobody. About the only thing I can say somebody can force someone to do is rape. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman can be forcibly taken. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing why I say somebody can do something to you by force and it's not, oh, I had a choice. You know what I'm saying? Let's just let that be known. You know what I'm talking about? Because that is definitely a forcible offense. I don't know too many women be like this here. Oh yeah, he told me he was going to rape me, so I decided that I just going to go ahead and just let him do that. No. That's definitely a forcible offense. But as far as like nobody's forcing you to read the Bible. Nobody's forcing you to believe it. Just because somebody's talking about it or preaching about it doesn't mean you have to listen. You know what I'm saying? This
talking about a
lot of stuff. That's one of the reasons, bro. Like niggas used to ask, like, bro, when I be driving, bro, and then people get in that car, bro, I don't say nothing to these people about nothing unless opportunity is presented itself. This is not the time nor the place for that. Just because like niggas feel like if they know the word that they just supposed to hit niggas everywhere they go. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? And people can feel however they want to feel about it. We should witness. That man ain't tell you to do that. That man told you to go in the synagogues and go amongst the people and preach the word. Not somebody get in your car and hit them with the word. Not when you handling business, you walking down the street and just automatically go to preaching the word. Opportunity has to be presented. If the opportunity has not been presented, oh, people blood gonna be in your hand. Ain't nobody blood gonna be on my hands. Because he said to set a watchman over the people. So that means whoever you set over, if he set you over the people to preach the word, then it's your job to rebuke them.
Like with this stuff, I guess that just comes from like I guess the New Testament, right? I guess with Peter and Paul, how they went out.
No, that's just niggas' personal opinion on what they feel like should be done.
But you know, all churches be going witnessing and they go out.
Because they feel like that's what you're supposed to do. But you didn't know that. But the difference is where all that get killed at is these were men who were sent to do the task. You people are not sent to do this task. Y'all just huh?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you just round some niggas up and just go around here. That man didn't send you to go do that.
Different people,
Church, you know, I know my church, they used to be like, well, we're going with this Saturday, anybody want to come?
That's what we were talking about when we was at the spot a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's not everybody, and see, that's some of the things about Most High Willing we're going to talk about on the Shabbat, if you called to go to war. Everybody's not called to go to war because everyone is not a soldier. You know what I'm saying? See, everybody's like this here, like when it comes to preaching, that's warfare. You going to war. You've been chosen for that position. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be of y'all, and a man can come to you and y'all put it on her like, hey, I'm going to ordain. Because a man can ordain someone to be a teacher or a pastor. We have a book for that. You know what I'm saying? But niggas just randomly teaching the word, bruh, that's not the way of Yahuwah. It ain't never been like that. I don't know where niggas get that from. It's never been like that.
Even Abraham had Melchizedek.
And you don't see Abraham randomly going to teach the word. They say, I know he'll teach his household.
Yeah.
So I mean, he taught his house.
Like, well, Joshua, that's for me and my house.
Yeah, because what? Joshua got put in Moses' seat, so he was the one directing the people. But I'm talking about like how it is now. Random people just going out dispensing the word. That's not book. It never went. I'm going to tell you something real, man. Y'all is my witness before whom I stand, boy. If I wasn't preaching, bro, you wouldn't see me doing none of that. I'd be chilling. Preach for what? That's not my job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, well, with the Hebrews, you know, they feel like we all priests. So.
Yeah, and they all stupid. Because they read that Exodus 19, see, we all priests. Okay, I hear you talking. But he said, whoever receive whomsoever I send. That man ain't send all you niggas. You're not even finna tell me he sent all you niggas. You know what I'm saying? You're not even finna tell me that. Because I don't got no book to where everybody in Yasharal just was out here dropping word on each other.
Yeah.
Hold on, brother. Let me tell you about what Deuteronomy 14:5 say. You know what I'm saying? Because see, clearly, you don't understand. Let me break it down to you, brother. See, because I got word too.
You can kind of tell that if you really pay attention, like in the New Testament, they'll bring stuff to the master, like,
Yeah.
they knew he was a priest, so they're like, okay, so how would you...
Yeah, they going to holler at him. They know he teaching on the word.
Yeah. They might be squabbling, but they going to holler at somebody.
Bruh, even all that time you see the people, they say, what the scribes say?
Yeah.
Because they understood. Matter of fact, in that Matthew 7, they say he ain't like the scribes. He teaches as one having authority. Because they knew that, because they understood the order, but understood how things work.
Yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying? See, now niggas think you could just randomly go preach. Like, I'm not telling niggas like you can't share nothing with nobody. That ain't what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I said I can't regulate grown people's mouth. I wouldn't want to regulate nobody's mouth. I wouldn't want to regulate if you felt like discussing your Savior with somebody. Man, I'm not going to tell you not to do that.
Wouldn't that be the same thing, having blood on your hands if you trying to go out and preach and ain't your call and you run?
Oh, yeah. It's already going to be ain't your call, because if it ain't your call, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to tell somebody something wrong.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're going to run them away.
And then you shoot. You already, they scored, you scored, everybody scored.
Yeah.
But the over say, you get a call, you get a call, you get a call, you get a worm, you get a worm, everybody get a worm. That's rough though. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, because I can't, like I said, man, I can't tell nobody what y'all send them to go do. Ain't finna tell nobody what y'all send them to go do. But niggas know if they can teach the word or not. You know what I'm saying? Niggas know if this man gave you this information to send you out to go do that. You already know that, man. You know what I'm saying? You already know if you just pushing at yourself or if he sent you to go do it. Niggas be knowing. So boy, y'all know, boy, I'd have quit a long time ago if it was up to me. Long time ago. Long time. Like, screw all you niggas. These niggas is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Come say this niggas so selfish. Niggas get sour. Niggas do something sour, blame you. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? How is you being sour my fault? I don't understand that. You got out of pocket, it's my fault.
That's like people blame Moses.
It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that there, man. But people do what they want. People do what they want. It just like I said though, man. People don't actually believe it. You know what I'm saying? People don't actually believe it, bro. People don't actually believe it, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why people drift off into other stuff and have all these other theories about other things because they don't actually believe it. Because if they actually believed it, a lot of discussions that we be having would not be had. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the things that people do would not be done. And that's just the bottom line because y'all said so. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that niggas don't believe this book for real. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas don't, bro. I know they don't. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, with some of the people that done been around me over the time that I've been doing this, I knew that they didn't believe it. I could look at them and tell. I could see some of the things that they would do, some of the things that they would say, and I could see that they don't actually believe this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never like point no fingers and be like, or say no name, but I could just tell. I just tell this nigga all the time, like, oh yeah, that nigga don't believe this. They be like, how you know? I'm just telling you, they don't really believe this. I ain't been wrong yet, neither. You know what I'm saying? Like if I done actually said like, oh yeah, I don't, that this ain't what it's nigga. You know what I'm saying?
It's wisdom, you know, skill and war.
Yeah.
You've been in it enough time, you can see something.
Indeed, brother Harrison, indeed. And I don't be saying, see, people think you niggas say that stuff, bro. I'm gonna tell you something about me, man. It's always business, it's never personal. I'm dead serious, bro. And everything that I do, bro, it's never personal. People think I might say certain things or do certain things, they think it's personal. It's never personal. It's always business. Dealing with this word, bro, this is business. It's never personal. You know what I'm saying? I was telling a nigga about a situation, bro, where I'm telling a nigga like, bro, this is business, bro. That's stuff there, what you think we got going on, we really ain't got that going on. You know what I'm saying? You can set that to the side, my nigga. That don't mean nothing to me, bro. What you trying to do? Because if you trying to get this work, I'm going to serve you. I got you. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. Come get served, nigga. Come cop, nigga. We here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nigga. Trap house don't never close, nigga. It's always somebody in here. You know what I'm saying? Always somebody in here, nigga. I got you, nigga. We got dimes, we got dubs, we got quarters, we got halves. You want weight? We got weight too, nigga. What you want? We got coke, blow, you know what I'm saying? I mean hard. We got X, you know what I'm saying? We got whatever you want, nigga. We got it. You know what I'm saying? This nigga like this here, I could just hear the nigga stunned like, bro, this is business. It's never personal. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you something dealing with this, bro, it's business, never personal. See, nigga, the problem is they emotional and they get personal. It's not personal with me. This is business. My emotions don't regulate how I do business.
Yeah.
Never has.
He ain't supposed to.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about it never has, bro. Since the time I started realizing about doing business, bro, I never did. If I caught something personal coming into play, I'm going to just go ahead and I'm not going to participate in that. I'm going to have to recuse myself, like they say in a courtroom.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to remove myself from that situation.
Conflict of interest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I feel like, bro, I've been in situations where I was directly involved in it and still was able to maintain my objectivity because this is business. It's business. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal. But a nigga think you speaking from personal because that's how most people operate. It's personal and then business.
Yeah.
Most people are not used to somebody where it's always business, never personal. Like niggas heard Nino Brown say that in that movie, but real business people, bro, that's how they move. It's not personal. It could seem, the move could seem ruthless, it could seem harsh, but it's not personal. When you look at Yahusha move, it was never personal. It was always business. Why would he have a personal problem with the scribes and the Pharisees? For what? It was business. They were doing bad business, and he would let it be known their business was bad. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't cut no corners letting them know their business was bad. About 8 more minutes, y'all. We take off, man. About 8 more minutes.
Yeah. That's just like when he was about 12 when he was out. He was about his father's business.
I'm about my business, man. It's not personal. It's not personal. I'm about my business, man. It's not personal.
I mean, if you pay attention, you can tell. You can tell if it's personal or not or whatever.
Yeah, you can always tell when it's personal. You know how to say, right? This is how you know an attack will be personal. A nigga say something about you. You know what I'm saying? And when you step to him about it, it ain't nothing tangible that they stated.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just some old cockamamie stuff. Like in your situation, man, like, okay, situation where dude say, hey man, did you say I was this? I'm like, yeah, nigga, I said it. Nigga was shocked. I say, let me tell you why. And then ran it down because it was based off an action.
Yeah.
And the moves that you made, I felt was a sucker type move. And I just expressed that that's how I felt about it. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with you personally because I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Based off logic,
Based off what you gave me.
Yeah.
I ascertained that it's the likelihood of you being a sucker is high. You know what I'm saying? So I unabashedly made that statement.
I make somebody mad.
You know what I'm saying? A nigga asked me, did I say that? I said, yeah, this is why.
I want to fight after that. You say it like that? I should be smart.
I'm just saying, man. Nigga asked me, so I told him. You know what I'm saying? But if it was personal, it wouldn't have been something like, in his mind, all due respect to him, in his mind, he was like, okay, bro, you overanalyzed that. I say, to me, I did not.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You get it?
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just looking at what you gave me. But I can respect your perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can respect your perspective, but it was the point where he could sit back and see that it just wasn't a random ha.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, most of the time I be like, man, maybe I'm overthinking it. Most of the time you don't be overthinking it.
No!
That'd be what it is.
I'm like, man, I'm 36 years old. I've been watching human beings move my whole life. Like I know a flawed move when I see one. I felt like that was a flawed move. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have an opportunity to say it to you, nigga. Ask me, so I told him. You asked, I told you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing personal or like, see, all we gotta remember is like I can't, if I don't know you, then I can't have anything personal because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody come ask me something about the word, bro, about what they doing and I say something, it can't be nothing personal because I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You can, like I say, man, you can tell when shots are personal because it be shots at somebody's character and digs without anything of substance to substantiate the statement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No much of opinion, no facts.
No facts. Straight feelings.
Yeah.
That's personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy, I could cut a nigga off, man, and it's nothing. And it's not gonna be nothing personal. It's not gonna be nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, I love my mama. My mama can't handle none of my money. It's nothing personal. She made a bad move or two. Never, no, I can't leave that with you. I mean, my homeboy year back said, you can't be like that, that's your mama. Bet you lied. Bet you lied. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing personal. Still my mama, I still love her, but I can't do that. You gonna show me I can't do that. You can't hit me for $10,000 for one time when you can't get another time to do it.
You know, my cousin just tell me, like, see, he down here, north, he got a dog up there.
Yeah.
So he gave his homeboy one of the keys. Like, stay here while I look after the dog. And like his other homeboy, he didn't give a key because he knew how he was. So, but he ended up coming in there, sneaking in there, taking the key.
Yeah.
Ended up like hitting the girl in his apartment or whatever like that. So he ended up finding out. He like, this is the reason I didn't give you a key.
Because I already know what you own. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
I already know what you own. Your past history is letting me know what you own. So I can't do that with you. It's not personal. That's business.
Yeah.
You have to learn to separate the two. When you're dealing with the word, that's business. It's nothing you tell your people, man, I can't come around here and do this and come around. It's nothing personal, it's business. Doesn't mean I don't love you, I don't want to come around, but it's business. My business will not allow me to participate in such debauchery. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and that's why, you know, I'm sure a lot of them football players let me know, like, yeah, I can't be doing this. I got, you know what I mean, I got this going on.
Yeah, it's not personal.
Yeah.
Everybody takes things personal because they think everything is personal. It's nothing personal.
I think that's more nowadays. I feel like, you know, couple years, you know, a couple hundred years ago, 50, 40 young people understood that move.
I would hope. But 9 times out of 10, niggas still took stuff personal. Because there's a lot of stuff went down. People always take stuff personal.
I agree. You know what I'm saying? A couple decades back, it wasn't as bad.
Oh, so we see. So they put it out there. Because you know the reason why I say that? Because I remember we were watching this YouTube video, bro. Niggas say, oh, they say the music bad now, huh? And they went to playing all these songs from the 70s from all these artists niggas love. And all they were talking about was adultery and fornicating and whoremongering. Nigga, between the sheets, everybody love this song. This nigga talking about being a whore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why people was up in order by that time.
Mrs. Jones. This nigga talking about sleeping with a nigga wife. Curtis Mayfield had a song about selling dope. I'm your pusher man. You know what I'm saying? But see, because I'm just saying that because they give us the illusion that everything was smooth when the nigga was wildin' too. Only difference was they ain't out in the open with it. See, these niggas out in the open with it, they don't care.
That's like, I was looking at, what is that name? Josephine Baker.
Stone cold slut.
Yeah. Over that period of while, she had about 3-4 husbands.
Nigga throw a whole bag out for a little bit of change.
Yeah.
I seen the Josephine Baker story back in the day on HBO. You know what I'm saying? Whore.
Basically.
Whore. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, they going in. But it just wasn't, I guess, technology, you know.
It ain't even just the technology, it's that they romanticize that era and make it seem like these niggas wasn't sinning and these niggas wasn't wildin'. These niggas was wildin'. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the 50s and 60s, right? Them niggas were wildin'. Only
never said they wasn't sinning. They just said the music was better. That's all they said.
No, they didn't even with that. When the niggas say the music better, they were talking about subject matter.
We did say that.
I ain't never said that.
I heard some people say that. Yeah.
I said in the YouTube video we were watching.
The music was better.
No, but they talking about in a YouTube video.
Niggas singing their soul out.
Yeah.
What niggas singing about wicked stuff?
Singing soul out.
It don't make no difference. The music ain't no better. I'm talking about the content and the lyrics. Nigga can't say that stuff no better than what they talking about now.
Never said it wasn't ready.
But again, you ain't listen to what, see, you jumped in. I said a YouTube video that me and my nigga were watching. When the niggas say they were talking about the lyrics now was not as back then, wasn't as bad, and the nigga went and like, listen to what this nigga talking about. Like, why did these niggas get a pass? Nigga, why does Ron Isley get a pass? Because his voice sound good? Nigga, I can remember us riding around, getting high, listening to Mrs. Jones, and then realizing this nigga talking about sleeping with a nigga wife.
Because it sounds like you said, it is more musical. They got instruments, they got a band playing, you know.
Whole time that nigga say, I'ma run. This nigga Clarence Carter got a song called Stroke It. This nigga literally made a song called Stroke It. This the 60s, 70s, this nigga talking about he's stroking.
How people mad at Marvin Gaye talking about sexual healing.
This nigga Clarence Carter say he gonna stroke to the girl who he like the best. Which one of these hoes got the best now, but that's who I'm finna stroke. Nigga make a song about it now, nigga like this here, oh my God. The hedonism in this, I was like, what? I don't know what the white folks were saying about I know 67 and white folks would have said about getting high.
Yeah, I'm about to say they was
Yeah, drugs.
They ain't never stopped. I don't know what it is about white people and drugs. They love drugs. The white folks had a 3-day concert called Woodstock where they just sat around and got high for 3 days straight.
Drugs.
They love drugs. You know what I'm saying? The white folks had a time what they call what they call that area? What they call that area in the 70s? Free love or what do they call it?
Yeah.
Well, they just decided let's just have just random raw sex with whoever.
They were big on that.
They're big on it. Men, boys, girls, kids, who cares? Just lay with them.
Yeah.
Even though JFK and all
Just stone cold freeze. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't no
JFK and his brother used to be sharing Marilyn Monroe and all.
Ain't no telling. I don't know what them white folks were doing.
Yeah.
Shoot.
They say.
I just was a gleam in my daddy testicles at that time. Might have not even been a gleam. He might have not even had nothing swimming around there yet. I don't even know when that nigga was born. You know what I'm saying? No, he might have. Yeah. He was alive. Cause my mama was alive when JFK got knocked off.
Yeah.
All these niggas around here crying for this white man. My mama said they were hurt.
Yeah.
Say all the black people were hurt. And that guy got his top blown up.
He was down with, he was down with Martin and all that.
Man, I don't know why they love that white man though.
Yeah.
They say he was trying to help niggas out.
Yeah, that's what they say. I know Bobby. I know his brother. I know his brother said. I know their brother said, made a statement like, "What y'all gonna do when y'all see Jesus Christ come back and he be black and y'all been messing with these black people?" I was tripping on that though, but yo, cause I think that's why we'll work our way around. Like I said, man, I'm telling you though, in all seriousness though, even though what we were talking about was serious just then though, cause that was like I said, cause we finna get ready to crank them up, right? But like I was saying though, niggas don't actually really believe this book. I've said this numerous times, I even say this all the time. It's only so far you gonna go when you don't believe it. It's only so far you gonna go. And you'll just start, reprobate status is going backwards. You know what I'm saying? And once you go backwards, ain't no recovery. You don't go reprobate and get recovered. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Oh yeah, he said, don't forget about Sweet Thing. Yeah, like this here. Sweet, and your Mary J. Rebate, that song. This woman singing about taking a nigga man.
Yeah. I ain't never really, you just hit the chord, you know, really.
Oh, I know that, yeah. So I know, even though you can say you not me, you say, I think you are the one for me. This is where you ought to be. Leave your woman and come with me. Is the premise of the song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is the premise of the song.
That definitely is.
I forgot, it's one song, it's one song by SWV, of course it ain't that old, where they talking about you the one for me, where she's literally singing about taking somebody's man. Oh, As We Lay? No, that's, I forget that lady's name. That's the lady who made the song about losing her virginity, Betty Wright. Yeah, As We Lay. She's singing a song about losing her virginity. Then she's singing about waking up at somebody's house that ain't your man.
You sing a song?
No, two different songs. She got one song where she's singing about losing her virginity. I forget the name, but everybody know it when they hear it. You know what I'm saying? Then she got another song, As We Lay. That's about laying up, waking up with somebody else's man. You know what I'm saying? You know, that I think about it, there's a lot of R&B songs talking about taking niggas' spouses. What's up with that? And then they get mad at rappers for talking about running through niggas, and you niggas sing about taking niggas' men.
Just often.
Taking niggas' old ladies. The funniest song ever though is It's Not Old. It's that R. Kelly and Usher though. Where these niggas sing about the same girl. Niggas say, if you listen to them niggas, that song is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? What'd you say, Kira? Yeah, that song. I see the thing. R. Kelly, boy. That nigga R. Kelly need to be beat up. Man, this nigga R. Kelly still dressing like he's 17, man.
Yeah. You need to stop.
That nigga go
You trying to get 15-year-old.
He got a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
You gotta stay young.
That nigga tripping, bro.
That nigga be wildin' though. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, that wild.
Them little fitted hat still and ugly too.
I don't know what that nigga used to be kind of fresh back in the day. I don't know what.
Like he digressed.
He done went backwards. That nigga done got reprobated clothes. How that happened? But it was crazy because the nigga Ryan David did a video about it. I'm like, that nigga say that nigga made I Believe You Can Fly in 96. That nigga old lady wasn't even born yet. Nigga said she wasn't even born yet. This nigga here nasty, man. Hey, boy, that nigga R. Kelly got caught knocking down his goddaughter. Nigga say, you was scheming on her since she was a baby, my nigga. Hey, cause they say his homeboy wanted to put that fire on him. This nigga been like, his goddaughter, man, knew the little girl since she was a baby.
Right.
That nigga was knocking her back loose.
That nigga sick.
That's it. I'm ready. I got a bullet in the brain.
That nigga, but I want to know.
That's how it happened.
I'm talking about, but I want to know, how do you come up watching a child grow from Pampers? Did it hit your head like,
No, I want to hit that.
well, shit, you see that butt? Nigga said, didn't you used to change the diaper silence? I must watch the butt. Man, like they said, you better shoot that nigga right then.
That's it.
That's a true story though, man. I remember reading about that, man. That really happened.
She don't remember all the abuse. She wasn't even born.
Wasn't even born. Wasn't even born, bro. Let me tell y'all something, man. It's a given that people who don't follow the word don't believe it. But it's sad that the people who, because the reason why I say this, bro, all the people in the wilderness did not believe this man. All them people who was walking with Yahusha did not believe this man. And I don't want y'all to think that it's no different now. There are small, very subtle things that if you know the word well enough, you can tell that that person don't really believe it. And you don't have to voice it. You don't have to tell them. All you have to do is just sometimes, like this is what I do. I'm going to tell y'all what I do. I see something, I just sit back and let y'all do what he do. You know what I'm saying? Because in time, it will be proven. Simple as that. I tell you, I have not been wrong yet. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I haven't been wrong is not because I'm so wise, not because I'm so righteous, just because I know the attributes and characteristics of a faithful man or woman to Yah. Why do I know this? Because I know what the book says. So since I know what the book says, I will know what to look for. And I can see and peep certain things to tell, oh, that nigga don't really believe this right. Oh, that nigga be gone after a while. Oh, this nigga be gone after a while. People fall off, and then they fall off. If you say that they did, then they gonna think that you're saying from a personal standpoint. And it's not a personal standpoint or viewpoint. It's based off of your behavior tells me this, and this is what the book says about your behavior. See, some people, I'm gonna tell you what some people do. If a nigga don't want to listen to somebody preach the word no more, and they want to go over here, then they'll feel like the person who they were listening to will say something negative about them departing and wanting to listen to somebody else. Because that's what a lot of niggas do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I can't say nothing about that because I know I've seen that occur. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times when somebody slides off, they're not sliding off because they just want to hear the word from somebody else, which nobody in this book has ever cared about, or what I ever care about, or anybody who preached the word, if they sincere and true, would even care about. Usually, someone slides off for one or two reasons. It's something that they want to do, that whatever that person is preaching, they won't allow them to do, or the person who they're sliding to go here is speaking about things that will allow them to do the things that it is that they want to do, and that this other person is talking about that won't allow them to do. Unless the person has actually done something to them to call them to lead. See, most people they feel like I told y'all before, most people want the preacher to be how they want him to be, or how they feel that he should be, versus what the word actually says they should, or they just totally disregard that a person might have actually been showing those attributes because it's things that they want to do. A brother I know was just telling me about a situation that they dealing with in their congregation, and the situation is non-negotiable. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. And I just told him, like, straight them down, this is the way to handle it. Don't participate. But when you take such a hard line stance, like what you heard when we would like to see, people expect you to compromise. But you got to understand something. Yahushua was described as an austere man. An austere man is someone who is rigorously self-disciplined and uncompromising. Yahushua will never compromise who he is and what he's about and what he stands for no one. And if your feelings get hurt, if you get mad, then he feels like, so what? So when you as a flesh and blood human being have that same attitude, they take that as not being godlike, not realizing the man whom they say is their God has that same mind and attitude, and that's where the flesh and blood man got it from. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't care nothing. Where you see y'all compromising for anybody? It's not going to happen. Nevertheless, let's get ready to pray, man. It's 9, 10, 12. We got to get ready to get this show on the road. You know what I'm saying? That's just something to think about. Something to consider. Something to weigh. We're Most High willing, we'll look at some of this stuff. Go get your hat pots. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm telling y'all right now, can't compromise the word for nobody. I wouldn't care who it was. If you compromise the word, you ain't fit to be saved. Like we gonna talk about Most High willing tomorrow. Look at Peter. What we read on Wednesday. Master did all them fish. What Peter did? Abandoned everything. Not just Peter, James and John too. Ain't too many people gonna do that. You know what's funny to me? Niggas talk all that stuff and niggas act like niggas ain't start walking with Yahushua. Was he evil? Was he mean? Was he not loving? People start walking with him. Nobody talks about that. People stop walking with him. What did he do to make these people stop walking with him? Other than say some hard words and not go for their crap. They stopped walking with him. I ain't fooling with the nigga. This man said, "Oh, he got devil in him. Let's kill this nigga." What? This man, let's take it right. Let's just keep it real, right? This nigga fed people, healed people, brought people back from the dead. Nigga, oh, that nigga got devil in him. Now you sit there and you think about that. This man did all that. Oh, this nigga got devil in him. Oh, that nigga that wicked boy. That nigga that boy. What? Oh, you kill that nigga. I don't know who that nigga think he is. People overlook all of that. People clearly overlooking John. People stopped walking with this man. And guess what they probably did after they stopped walking with him? Talk trash about him. You know they talk trash about him after he stopped walking? Man, I don't know who that nigga think he is. Nigga think he all righteous and stuff, man. Screw that nigga, bro. Nigga feet long. You know what I'm saying? You know how black people do, man? They gotta say something. Nigga breath stink. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga swear his sandals fresher than everybody. You know, for real though. For real though. People better stop acting like people just love this man like this all like this. You know what I'm saying? They didn't. They didn't. This man knew everybody who believed and everybody who didn't. And if you know the word, you could look at it. You could tell. You could tell. Just watching how niggas move. Let him pray. All right, y'all. Righteous Father Yahuwah, we thank you for that Kadesh Shabbat, another opportunity to rest in our word, and that we might be quickened by it. We ask you to look upon this people whom you have named Yasharal, to the Yahudim first and also to the heathen, all those who fear thee in Ruach and in truth. Let thy mercy sustain them and strengthen them in all things, that they might be converted and covered by thy Ruach HaKadosh, that they might be turned to sons and daughters of the living Elohim, that you might be our Elohim and we might be thy people. Remember Jerusalem, the city of salvation, which you chose to place thy name, and cleanse her the unkadash who defile her, and plant back the people of thy kadashness in that upright and kadesh place, that we might dwell with thee, to sing praises unto thy name, and to behold thy face. Remember assembly the firstborn individual and collectively, let the love of Mashah dwell in our heart by faith. Strengthen us and guide us according to truth, according to righteousness, according to salvation. Let our hearts and minds be knit unto thee. Let us not seek our own heart and our own will and our own way, but all the things that you desire and that please thee, that we might be counted worthy to enter into thy kingdom. As we proceed further, Father, we ask thee for a word from our word, truth and righteousness, may come to us, that we may know him that is true, that we are in him that is true, even our son Yahushua HaMashiach, this is a true Elohim and eternal life. Father, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yah by Hashem Yahushua this day. So be it. John 5:39, everybody. Little Tub, Little Tubby Muffin. What's up, man? Here's a muffin. She said, what's the name called him? A stud muffin. I said, no. He said he a stud muffin. I remember what they'll say he was an egg McMuffin. That one there didn't really work for me. But hey, it is what it is. John 5:39. It was an attempt. It was a try. Little Tub, what you got going on, Little Tub? You let somebody beat you up, man. I hope you fall back. I hope you say that nigga had me scared, but I held my own though. That's how you look too. I have no idea what you speak of, sir. I handle my business like a man. What you want to do? I got fruit snacks. Oh, he got a snack. They never get up shanks. He must learn that from Lisa. Say, search the scriptures, for any of you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe, which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Again, look at what this man telling you. We ought to mention to you all the time. Look at what this man telling you why people can't believe, because they seek honor from other people. See, look at something in Matthew chapter 23. Just so you can sit back and look at it. And this ain't just going to be sitting back just, of course he talking to the scribes and Pharisees, but at the same token, this is something that we have to be cognizant of as people. That you don't get caught up in that. What do we want? Matthew 23 and 5. Matthew 23 and 5. He say, but all their works they do for to be seen of men. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments, and love the uppermost rooms at the feasts and the chief seats in the synagogues, and greetings in the markets, and to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi. And that's what most people want, to be seen of men. Like I said, now this is why he said, look what he's talking about, people who want to preach, basically. He said that's all they want to be called is master, master, teacher, teacher. They want to be seen. There's another place like we know in Matthew where he tell you don't do your alms in front of people. And don't pray in the street in front of people. Because you got your reward. Because that's what niggas do. Niggas want to be seen. And see that brother there righteous. See that brother there righteous. Look at what it is, John chapter 12. So you don't want to get caught up in having that attitude of wanting to be seen of men. Because then you already got your reward. Whatever them niggas told you. 12 and 37. Look at why he said these people couldn't believe now. He said, but though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. That the saying of Yeshayahu the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spake, Yahuwah, who have believed our report, and to whom have the arm of Yahuwah been revealed. Therefore they could not believe, because that Yeshayahu said again, he had blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. These things said Yeshayahu when he saw his esteem, and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue, for they loved the praise of men more than the praise of Elohim. I'm going to be honest with you, man. That's what most Hebrew problem is. And that's what I be meaning when I say that I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what niggas think about me. I don't care what niggas say about me. You know what I'm saying? It's grossly irrelevant to me. So whether it be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, ain't damn nigga gonna be able to say that I lied to them. You know what I'm saying? The biggest hindrance of people, why people not going to be saved, is because they want the praise of men more than the praise of Elohim. They more concerned with what other people say or think about them. But that jump there grows to the irrelevant. Hebrew chapter 3 though. Probably about verse 9. Notice he said he hardened their heart. Before we read that Hebrew 3 and 9, go to Proverbs chapter 1. Now I'm going to tell y'all something. What he finna say in Proverbs, it don't necessarily always happens this way. Maybe not even off the rip. But it does happen. It's going to tie into something that I was asked to when I get to it. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24. Make it 23. Make it 22. Proverbs 1 and 22. Listen to what he say. How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge? Now we're going to look at something, right? You see that? Now y'all know in the English language, right, what it means to call somebody simple, right? You know what it means to call somebody simple? Well, that hard word he said. But you know a nigga would rather you say he was stupid than for you to call him simple. Because I done seen that. I remember my homeboy told his cousin that when we were just. That nigga said, man, this old simple nigga right here where I fell out in the middle of the parking lot. Because that was funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he was like 14, 15 years old. Now the word for simple in this verse is pathe, and it means simplicity, naive, or foolish. You know what I'm saying? Now you know what it is to be naive. You just really just simple. You just go for anything. You know what I'm saying? Just a sucker. But at the same token, somebody to be naive, you know what you actually are if you naive? Not along with that. When it go, hold this Proverbs chapter 1 and go Hebrew 5 and basically you're like a child. Because children are naive. They don't really know the things that go on around them. Matter of fact, before we read this Hebrew 5 and 12, go to Genesis chapter 3. This is why Satan was able to get off on Eve the way he was able to get off on her, because she was naive.
It's going to be Hebrews 5 and 12.
Yeah. Get to Genesis chapter 3 first. Because she was naive. I'm going to tell you something, right? There's nothing wrong with being naive. The problem is staying that way. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, let me do this right. Some people are naive based off of their upbringing, their surroundings, sometimes their natural personality of always wanting to see good and not really looking at everything around them. And you know what I'm saying? And when somebody sees that somebody is naive, especially women, they take advantage of that. I just had a gentleman call last night. He said he in the music. He said he went to LA, recorded professionally. He doing a lot of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, man, you might want to learn the business side of it. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, I just want to focus on making music. I said, yeah, I hear you. But if this is what you say you want to do for a living, it would behoove you to go buy a book, to Google, to go to the library, and to find out. Then I was telling him, he said something to me. I said, yeah, bro, don't sign no contract and not read it. He said, that sounds like some lawyer stuff. I say, nah, that just sounds like some grown people stuff. You don't sign nothing without reading it first. You might have sold your butthole to this man. You don't know. I'm for real though. When I say, but I ain't talking about on no anal sex, like you might have really just sold your whole bum to this man. Indeed, messing with the music game. You know what I'm saying?
You can get this million.
I need.
Right here, my boy.
Right here, my boy. Hey, right here, so I need some mean round rebound. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, what's happening with you, Bill, too, man? Man, I guess you said you were going home. I got that thing in my back seat. I know I should have let that jump to the house. They just brought it to you in the morning. Yeah, I'm not taking it out the car. I'm telling you that right now. That truck's staying right there where it's at. If I pick that thing got some weight to it. But no, in all seriousness though. But I can tell that he was naive. He was like 21, 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? And when you just an artist and you want to make music, you'll trust people. And these people don't care nothing about you. One thing I've noticed about most naive people, they trust the people who don't mean them no good and are leery to the people who trying to protect them at all costs. Because most of the time the people that don't mean them no good are telling them the person that mean them some good is the one taking advantage of them because they're trying to deflect attention off of themselves and what they're doing. So they try to take the naivety of that person and reflect it on someone else. It ain't good to be naive, because to be naive just means you're a babe. Grown men are not naive. You know why they're not naive? Because they have experience. Reason why we looking at Eve, because clearly she didn't have any experience. How could she? She was just made. You know what I'm saying? Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which means trickery. Got some trickery, got some craft, got some skill, some cunning. Which who Elohim had made, and he said unto the woman, Yea, have Elohim said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim hath said, You shall not eat of it, neither ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die. For Elohim doth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now, knowing everybody knows the quote-unquote Lord's Prayer. But basically, it's just the way he told his apostles to pray when they asked him, how should we pray? And how he instructed them. And you know what he said? He said, in earth as it is in heaven. So the will in Shamahim was for them not to eat of this tree. Because if they would have not ate of this tree, then he would allow them to eat from the tree of life and they would have been able to live forever. That was the intent. They went against the intent. You know what I'm saying? How are you able to get somebody to stumble and to fall when you don't know the intent? Because it say wisdom cry out in the concourse. You know what I'm saying? The verse before that in Proverbs 1, what we're looking at. Well, clearly Adam cried out to Eve and told her, hey, don't be simple. Don't do this. Don't be naive. Don't be foolish. What allows someone to be naive and to be foolish is unbelief. You really did. You heard she said exactly what was told to her. She ran it right back. But clearly she didn't believe it. Because if she believed it, then she wouldn't have done that. Now when we get to what we're going to look at in Hebrews, we're not going to say that that Eve is evil, but the work was evil. You know what I'm saying? Well, sometimes you're going to have to know with certain people in this book that they are not evil. The work was evil. Then you have people in this book that are evil. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what shows, this is how you know somebody is evil. That they're a sinner. See, sinner is someone who continually and habitually transgressed the man's law. That's someone who is a practicer of iniquity. See, you have times where you have practiced iniquity and then you have a transgression. See, some people David committed a transgression, but he was not a sinner. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Jeroboam was a sinner. You know what I'm saying? Manasseh was a sinner, but he repented. Solomon was a transgressor. You know what I'm saying? Saul was a sinner because he had multiple occasions of going against what the man told him. You know what I'm saying? See, in Nehemiah chapter 9, he said, he that commits sin shall even live in them. See, you can transgress. See, I remember I told people this before, and I ain't never really break it down fully for them to understand. That's why I'm doing it right now. You can transgress and commit sin, but you wouldn't be classified as a worker of iniquity or a sinner. You know what I'm saying? Sinners are people who live in sin, because you're usually going to string them. You know what I'm saying? Sip a little liquor, might hit a hoe. Might hit a hoe, might lie to your wife. You know what I'm saying? You just add on to it to where you get mired in that and you're stuck in sin. The sin in the garden, brother person, was unbelief. That's what was the sin was. It was unbelief. Because he told him if you eat of this tree, you would die. Satan comes through and tells her, you won't die. She believed that. Therefore, she believed the lie over the truth that she was told. So therefore, her transgression was unbelief and disobedience because you did something that I told you not to do. Or so we would look at that as the sin is unbelief and rebellion. Because Satan came and taught rebellion. Matter of fact, since we're talking about rebellion, what is it? Jeremiah 26. Still hold Proverbs chapter 1. He's asking because somebody said they had, oh, my lamb. Yes, I have heard people say that, yeah, the sin, the transgression itself was the partaking of the tree. I have seen men say that Satan had sex with not only Eve, but Adam. Which they ain't gonna turn around. If you say that Satan had sex with Adam, you just call Hamashiach a homosexual. Because he the second Adam. So if the first Adam liked it in the butt, you trying to say the second Adam liked it in the butt. You know what I'm talking about? Then on top of that, see, people get upset when I say, that's not what I said. That is what you said. You know what I'm saying? See, something, it's like they said, you ain't got to spell it out for me, nigga. I can read it between the lines. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember when 50 said that on Minute Man? I got to spell it out for you, nigga. You can't read between the lines. You notice the nigga got upset when we a couple weeks ago with that. Nigga, I can read it between the lines, nigga. You may not put it in the word, nigga. That's what you just said to me, though. Nigga, I ain't stupid, nigga. Difference is, I'm going to say, oh, so that's what you got. That's what you say to me. That ain't what I said. Yes, it is what you said, nigga. Don't try to soak my, I'm not naive. I ain't stupid, nigga. I'm quick on the draw. Just let it be known. No disrespect, no shade, just telling the truth. Nigga, try you like you stupid, man. I said 28, man.
Jeremiah 6.
No, 28. Jeremiah 28 and about 12. Let me see what we're going to. Yeah, brother, be going way off. What? And I be telling, what need does an angel have for sex? I'm gonna have sex with somebody for. What an angel need to get wet for? Don't make no sense. Say then the word of Yahuwah came unto Jeremiah the prophet after Hananiah the prophet had broken the yoke off the neck of the prophet Jeremiah, saying, go and tell Hananiah, saying, thus saith Yahuwah, thou hast broken the yokes of wood, but thou shalt make them for yokes of iron. For thus saith Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yasharal, I have put the yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. They shall serve him, and I have given him the beasts of the field also. Then said the prophet Jeremiah to Hananiah the prophet, hear now, Hananiah, Yahuwah have not sent thee, but thou make this people to trust in a lie. Notice that's what Satan is doing. So therefore, if you trust in a lie, therefore you don't trust in the truth, which means therefore you don't trust in Yahuwah, which therefore means you don't believe in Yahuwah, which therefore means you can't please him. Because he said, right, those that in the flesh cannot please Elohim, right? And without faith it's impossible to please him. Therefore it would have been impossible for Eve to please him. Because she didn't believe. And therefore that's your transgression. This is what he takes. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah, behold, I will cast thee off from the face of the earth. This year thou shalt die, because thou have taught rebellion against Yahuwah. And what is Satan doing in the garden? Teaching rebellion. So we see the transgression is what? Unbelief and rebellion. And that goes into what I was just telling y'all about. When you don't believe, what comes? Rebellion. When you don't believe the word, you begin to rebel against the word. Since I said all of that, we good in Genesis chapter 3. We read what we need to read. We still holding Proverbs chapter 1, right? Come over here to Job 24 and 13. Do you see how unbelief and rebellion really go hand in hand? Because he said, right, he say, rebellion is as witchcraft. And you know what's funny? Everybody reads the Greek word for pharmacy, or what it is for whatever that word is, sorcery, and it be pharmakia. And they automatically say, see, that's talking about narcotics or drugs. And it's talking about idolatry. Because what did most witches do? They served other gods. You know what I'm saying? That's what they did. They served other gods. They served other deities. So when you begin to rebel, you have made your own self your own God, because your God is your belly or your desires, because you're rebelling against the light to serve darkness. Why would you do that? Because you don't believe the word. That's it. Job 24:13. And then after that, John chapter 3, and then 1 John chapter 2. 13. Job 24:13. Matter of fact, make it 7. No, Job. Make it Job 24:7. Yeah, we still holding Proverbs chapter 1. Y'all willing, we get to it. I'm going to a little bit different track that I told Darius yesterday that I was going to do. Maybe it's still working all in. Listen to what he tell you, right? He said, they cause the naked to lodge without clothing, but they have no covering in the coat. Now, I want y'all to keep that in mind. Who are they that cause the naked to go without clothing? That's what you need to think about. Because you know what ends up happening if you think about what we just read in Genesis chapter 3? Cause the naked to go without. Now, let's look at it. Go back to Genesis chapter 3. Let's look at it now. You just feel the point that we're trying to express right now. Praise the Lamb for the word. This is going to work the one thing in that Trina asked me about was something else, and then something came to my mind afterwards. Because she was just asking about what we were talking about last week. About how men say a man is a woman's covering, and the book don't say that. Because every brother done heard it. You got to get you a covering, sis. I'm your covering. Well, covering is a garment. What you covering this woman from? Let's just ask ourselves a real serious question. What is a man covering his wife from? Covering her from what? You can't cover her from sin. Because she gonna sin regardless of what you say or do. Because you can't regulate and control no one's behavior. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to just read this to y'all real fast. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I didn't want y'all to hear something Paul said since I said this. So it's in your brain. I'll tell you where it's at when I get down there. And you can write it down for your notes. Whatever it is y'all got going on, or store it in your brain. This is 1 Corinthians 7:16. He say, for what know thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how know thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? You can't save her, and she can't save you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't regulate, control. That's why the dude cared where was Adam at when Satan was talking to Eve. Why Adam had to be there? She knew the word. How he gonna save her? She knew the word. The word wasn't gonna save her. Adam can't, baby, you better not do that. She could look at him, nigga, I'm eating regardless. What you talking about? What was he gonna do? Forcibly stop her? And then when she had another opportunity, guess what she was gonna do? What she had already purposed in her heart to do. Like, come on, man. This is common sense. If it's in your heart to do it, can't nobody stop you. And every one of us know this. Everybody here grown. Everybody sitting in this room grown. Everybody on the phone grown. Everybody on the stream grown. Everybody know if it's in your heart to do something, can't nobody stop you if that's what you want to do. It don't matter what nobody say. It don't matter what nobody try to do. Sometimes your parents try to keep you niggas in the house. You ain't going nowhere. You niggas found a way out. You know what I'm saying? Your people told you not to go to a certain place. You found a way to get there. They told you not to smoke them cigarettes, them blacks, them blunts. You found a way to get some money to go smoke. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all was with a woman, you was like this here, you bet not cheat on me. She found a way to toot her booty now. And vice versa. She told you not to cheat on her, you found some way to penetrate another woman's vagina. You found a way. But if it wasn't in your heart to do it, you ain't did it. It wasn't nobody. It's no matter what nobody could say, and ain't no matter what nobody could do. You wasn't gonna do it because it was not in your mind to do it. And that's the point that everybody missed with this situation with Eve. It was in her heart to do that. And that's not disparaging women or none of that there. That's just talking about this one particular individual. That was in her heart to do it. That's why she did it. Because dudes like to take that and just run off and just go bash every woman walking the planet. No, we're not going to do that. That's not what this is about. This is about how your heart can affect and dictate what you do and how you do it and the direction that you go. And it's coming in because you did not believe what was told to you. Period. But why do you say they let cause the naked to go without a covering, right? In the code. What it is? Genesis chapter 3. I'm looking at chapter 2 like an idiot. Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked. So he done caused the naked to go without clothing, the large without clothing. They like this here, right? They sit in there in the cold. Because they didn't know they were naked. So therefore, they were clothed. You know what they were clothed by? They were clothed by Elohim. Now the covering gone. Now they realize I'm naked. They sin is exposed. Hold on. Yeah, they say Adam wasn't doing. Yeah, that's what a lot of women say. Adam's job is to protect. A man's job is to protect his wife from danger, not protect her from sin. And a man walking can stop his wife from sinning. What was Adam going to do? You bet not sin. You bet not. So he had to stop her every day? Because clearly Satan already peeped. Oh, I got her. Oh, she going to go for this here. He ain't got to be there because he done planted it in her head. Curious. All she said it's a tree to make one wise. It's good to the eyes. This was already in her heart to do it. Because what are them thoughts? And this is what I be meaning, right? Well, a lot of people, they not soldiers. This is how you, like if you, not my will be done, but thy will be done. Her will was done and not y'all's. She knew y'all's will. She expressed it. Yah gave the edict to Adam. Edict gave the edict to Eve. She knew what the will of Elohim was. She did her own will. Because I want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? People will put happiness before salvation. And you going to hell. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us talk about, so a man so loved, if a man gained the whole world, my apologies, and lose his soul, what profit of a man if he gained the whole world and lose his soul? And we always look at that profit because we see profit and we always think money. Eve gained the whole world, lost her soul in the process though. That wasn't money, it was the wisdom and the knowledge that she perceived of what she could get from this. She lost her soul. There was no exchange in that. She didn't gain anything from that. You know what I'm saying? And then we just sit back and look at it. You can get what you like, you can get what you want, and you can be happy, but you can lose your soul in the process. Because if you're going, and we're going to look at it from both sides of the play, y'all will on tomorrow. If you're going to wage warfare with y'all, then you can't be caught up with the cares and affairs of this life. And a lot of people want to serve y'all and still have this life in the same breath. And you can't do that. Now I'm going to tell y'all something real, and I'm going to be clarifying this plenty time tomorrow. If you're not preaching, then look here, man. If it ain't, do your thing. If there's certain things you want to do, man, that's not going to cause you to go against the word, I can't hold you to that. You know what it is if you're not preaching to get caught up in the cares and affairs of this life. But he told you, if you get caught up in the cares and affairs of this life and the deceitfulness of riches, it's going to choke off the word and you're not going to bear no fruit. You know what I'm saying? Now that was a blanket statement to everyone. But as far as like when he talk about his soldiers though, he say if they warn, they can't be caught up in the cares and affairs of this life. That means it's things that they can't do that the regular people can do. There was things that the Levites could not do that the regular people could do because the regular people didn't have the responsibilities that the Levites had. You know what I'm saying? Because he said the Levites were his inheritance. Yah claimed them. They belong to me. And people sit back and look, if they belong to him, he said they don't have an inheritance amongst their brethren, so they don't have no land, they don't have nothing. I'm theirs. And it's no different now under the priesthood of Melchizedek. If he send you to preach, you are mine. So that means the things that they over here doing, that's over for you. Like a Levite was born for the specific purpose of serving in the before he came out the womb, his job was already set. If he was from the seed of Aaron, his job is already set. It's already set. So he getting trained from the womb to be nothing but a preacher, nothing but a teacher, nothing but to serve in the temple. All that stuff that other people doing, that's not his life. He's been chosen to be a soldier. That's not his life. And people can't understand that. They can't understand that because they look at what they see Christian preachers do. They go preach when they want to preach. They take days off when they want to take them. They take vacations when they want to take them. Y'all service can't do that. You don't see none of these men be like, shoot, man, I need to take me a couple week vacation. I'll be back to the temple when I get back. It don't work like that for them. That's not their life. He didn't choose them. Now you telling your inheritance, the man who say, you belong to me, that shit, I'm taking a break, boss. No, sir, you're mine. I chose you for a particular purpose. Because you're going to be somewhere that these other people can't go. But people don't, that's why I be saying, niggas say they want to preach, niggas say that. No, you don't. Not if you actually understand the book and understand the ramifications of everything come along with that. No, you don't. You want to do just like what we were reading about. You want the praise and esteem of men. Because if you knew what along with that, knowing the law, you would know your life is done. It's over. Cancel that. Cancel that. That's why we read that about Peter in Luke chapter 5. He forsook everything that he had. So that means all his hopes, his dreams, his desires, and all that is over. That man say, we gonna give ourselves over to the minister of the word and prayer. People say, I ain't got no time to be waiting on tables, nigga. I got the word to go preach. I'll pray for these people, and I'm gonna minister the word. Set some faithful men over this business. I don't got time to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Why can you imagine? You should know why Paul ain't had no wife and no kids. This man going all across the world. But then you got somebody like Aquila. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting ahead of myself because we're going to talk about this stuff tomorrow. But Priscilla, his wife, was with him. See, that's a special type of soldier right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a special type of woman right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a woman who understands the work and so you ain't leave me behind, bro. I'm coming with you. We do this together. Of course, you know she wasn't, because you got some niggas think she was preaching the word with him. She wasn't preaching the word with him, but she was assisting him in his labor like a helpmeet supposed to. She was that support, help, aid, relief, and state that a virtuous woman is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down. Special type of woman. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you look at it as a soldier, that's the only type of woman you can be married to. You can't be married to a woman who don't understand the ramifications of that job. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna bail out. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna put her parachute on, look you in the face, and say it's at 10,000 feet. I'm ready to jump. You know what I'm saying? Most of your friends gonna look at you and be like, "We at 10,000 feet. I'm ready to jump." Because that's a different type of life. See, I'm gonna tell you, because it's twofold. It's a different type of life when you just a servant of Yah. You know what I'm saying? A disciple. Let me put it this way: it's a different type of life when you're a disciple. Because a disciple still has to forsake everything that he has. He told you that in Luke 14. He said, if you don't take up your stake and follow him, and you don't forsake everything that you got, you're not worthy of him. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of life where you just walking in the word, and you have to abandon all things that could cause you to go against the word. But if you've been sent, then not only do you have to abandon the things that could cause you to sin, you have to abandon everything for the service. Niggas don't want to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? See, I understood all that before I started. See, when I first started dealing with the word, when I seen that abandon, like, you know what I'm saying, forsake your wife, I was thinking like, well, shoot, man, if you got to preach the word, you get married, you might have to actually physically leave your wife. Before I knew any better. You know what I'm saying? But then I'm seeing that, hey, baby, we can't do that. That's a no-go. You know how many times a woman hear a no-go before she going to be like, I'm just leaving? Because we can't do nothing. We can't live life. all we got to do is just preach and do this here. I want to do this and I want to do that. Then don't be married to a preacher then. A real one. You can get you a Sunday nigga, you can live it up. Because that's what they do. You can't preach. How you gonna look that man in the face and say, I ain't preaching this week? Why not? Because my wife wants to go out today. She wants to do this here, so I gotta make time away from the ministry to please my wife. And you and your wife going to hell. You going for following them, and she going for being stupid. And it's doubly on you because you follow them. When you supposed to be leading. Like I seen a brother say, stars don't rotate around planets. You know what I'm saying? Stars are representative of women. The woman don't lead the man lead the woman. And the problem in our society and with our people is that the women are leading the men. Just like he said in Isaiah, I do a new thing in the earth where a woman will encompass a man. You know what I'm saying? The women are leading the men, and that's sad. And most men are led by the desire to keep and hold a woman or for vagina. So they go and they compromise things that ought not to be compromised for the pleasing of this woman. I wouldn't care who she was. I'm not compromising nothing for now woman. Even if I don't want you to skate. If it's going to cause me to compromise the word, I guess you're going to have to put the rollerblades on. Because I can't do that. I won't do that. Under no circumstance. I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I refuse. If I have to compromise the word to please this woman, this is not a woman who Yah has directed me to in the first place. Couldn't be. Because y'all wouldn't even direct no man or no woman that would even profit the asinine inclination to compromise the word for her. And again, the compromising ain't got to be for no sinning. It's compromising doing what you know it is your duty to do. Verse 7, though. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day. They didn't notice that he said that they caused the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. Now, why did you think Job would make a statement like that about these people ain't got no covering in the cold, and they're sitting here talking about how this man is walking through here, and these niggas is naked with no covering, and it's cold? He had to get it from somewhere. That's a strong statement that he made. He said he walking in the cool of the day. And it said he grabbed these fig leaves, but them fig leaves wasn't no covering. You know why them fig leaves ain't no, what is a fig leaf? What does it come from, right? It come from a tree, right? Go get that Isaiah chapter 4. Matter of fact, make it 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 21. Now, you know, he made skins. Now, the word for cool in that particular day in verse is ruach. So, basically, like this here, it's referring to that the wind is blowing. Because, you know, it's wind or breath. You know what I'm saying? Got around, you know, that wind blows a little hard, but you know, it kind of cold. They ain't had nothing to cover them from the cold. We'll look and see what the word is in the other one, too, in a minute, not Job 24. We hitting all type of stuff. I ain't even 10 on touching the praise the Lamb. You get it just right off the pot, man. We still holding 1 John chapter 2. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 23. Make it 22. See, I done put things in perspective for y'all to understand something. And I'm going to probably say it a lot more tomorrow. It's something that I was talking to my homegirl. Light bulb went off. And he never really looked at it in that aspect. She didn't even realize that when she said what she said, like I said, but I just said it in front of everybody. But when niggas hear me say, like, I don't think that I'll get married, that's why. Because, like, you look at Peter and you look at a lot of other people, they were married before they started. You know what I'm saying? So your wife pretty much just gonna roll with it. But if you not married and you doing this here, you're asking a woman to give up and sacrifice her entire life along with you. You know what I'm saying? Because see, giving yourself up as a living sacrifice, that's your reasonable service. That is not going above and beyond the call of duty. You know what I'm saying? But when you talking about he called you to be a soldier, now you're going above and beyond the call of duty because now you're being asked to do something that other people are not being asked to do. And that woman has to do that with you. You know what I'm saying? So I know that I couldn't be married to nothing less than the virtue. That's not going to work. Because if she's not a strong woman, because that's all we know that the word for in Hebrew for virtuous is strong, it's not going to work. And if she's strong, what is her strength? She trusts in Yahuwah. Trust in Yahuwah forever, for trust in Yahuwah is everlasting strength. The joy in Yahuwah is your strength. So that's what her strength, that's what makes her a strong woman. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be what? Her faith in Yahuwah. The joy that you have for serving this man, right? And I'm explaining that to y'all something tomorrow. Like, I'm a human being. So inwardly, like Paul said, I delight after the law in the inward man. Inwardly, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. This joy unspeakable, an understanding that surpasses all peace. But as flesh and blood, you be like, shoot, sometimes I just want to be a regular dude, just sit back, hear the word, and go home. You know what I'm saying? Then I can just live a regular life and do stuff that regular people do. Because that's how the flesh gonna feel. I want to do stuff that the regular people get to do. I can't go do that. I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do this and I got to do that. Just like he told them. He said, who is greater? Him that sit at me or him that serve? He said, him that sit at me. He said, but I sit amongst you as one that serve. He said, therefore, when you've done everything that I told you to do, say we unprofitable servants. We just did what it is our duty to do. I mean, if you've been called to be a servant, it's not about you no more. About what you want to do, how you want to do it. You're a servant. You're here to serve. You're not here to be served. And dudes don't think about that. They ain't paid, they ain't waited. That's how you know he ain't son, because you don't even think about it. That stuff ain't even hit your mind, which means you don't even know this book. When they say the elder shall serve the younger, and he say, I didn't come to be ministered until I came to minister, that means he's living a life of a servant. A servant always put others before himself because I have a job to do. So it ain't about me. Just for lack of a better example. You see that like on Fresh Prince with Jeffrey. When did you see Jeffrey get time to go do his own thing? He was a butler. He was there to serve. But yet, he was the glue that kept the whole house going. If he go, house fall apart. This is it. That's what he said. That nigga still found to be working after 9 o'clock, though. In his PJ. I've seen nigga work after 9 o'clock plenty of time. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, butlers and servants, they never off. A wife, she's never off. She got kids. She ain't never off. She always working. You know what I'm saying? Dudes don't even recognize that when it comes down to their wife. Your wife always working. We look at it as we done went out here and did this and did that to bring the money in. Your wife never clock out. That's why men, you supposed to take knowledge of that even if you've been working. Go ahead and let her get about a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour break, man. Because she don't never clock out. This is year round for her. Because the kids don't never stop. Till they get old enough to where they can take care of themselves. Then she ain't got to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? 1 Peter 1:22. Seeing you have purified your souls in obeying the truth through the Ruach under unfeigned love of the brethren, see that you love one another with a pure heart fervently, being born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of Elohim, which abide and live forever. For all flesh is as grass, and all the esteem of man as the flower of grass. The grass wither, and the flower thereof fall away. But the word of Yahuwah endure forever, and this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. Now a fig leaf come up off a tree, right? For all intents and purposes, leaves ain't nothing but what? Grass. It's just vegetation. And what did he say that vegetation do? Fall away. So they didn't really have no covering for the cold. They didn't really have no cover. Why is this important? They ain't had no covering for no ruach in the cool of the day. Isaiah chapter 11. I just got to make it plain, man. Screw it. I know we still holding Proverbs chapter 1. For John chapter 2 and John chapter 3, along with Job 24. See, this is what ends up happening, right? Had in mind do something else, you hit something, you take it somewhere. If you've been around long enough, you already know that. Still work out though, praise the Lamb. What is that? Isaiah 11. Hey Lizzie. What do we want? Isaiah chapter 11. Verse 4. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth, and shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. With the breath of his lips, right? Now, what did it say this man coming back with? Because they're talking about the master. What did it say he coming back with? And what else? And fire. And you know what it say with the breath of his lips? You know what we got again? Ruach. Hold on now. He say he coming with the Ruach. You know what it say about your Elohim? Hold on now. Gotta make it plain. John 4:20. After John 4:20, Hebrews chapter 10. I gotta make it plain now. Because it said he came in the cool of the day. All they had was a fig leaf, right? And when he came, they said he went to hide. Didn't they hear from him, right? So after we read, hold on. Just keep Proverbs chapter 1 stored. Keep Job 24 stored. Keep 1 John chapter 2 stored. And keep John chapter 3 stored. So keep them stored. Get your marker, keep them stored. Well, we're going to deal with this cool of the day though, right? Because we couldn't sit that. We couldn't read that Job 24 now. Talking about they got him lodging naked with no covering in the cold. And not see what they're talking about. Now, wouldn't that just be highly irresponsible? I believe that would be highly irresponsible. We are not irresponsible people. We're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let's make sure the word what we got for the word cold over here. Now, the word cold in Job 24 is the literal word cold, karat. That's literal cold. I'm going to tell you like this here. If you ain't got no garment, you're going to be good and cold. You naked, you shivering, you know what I'm talking about? If you're a man, you know what I'm saying? You gonads all in your stomach. You know what I'm talking about? No, like I said, made me think about that Seinfeld episode. You know, I like to watch Seinfeld. It's white people in their element. That show funny to me. Always has been funny to me. It is, boy. White people funny. Now, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something real, man. I'm tell you something real. I don't get upset when white people say black people are funny. The reason why I don't get upset because every culture and every group of people has their idiosyncrasies that are different from the other people that you would find humorous. Not because they're black or because they're white or because they're Asian, but because they're culturally different. You know what I'm saying? So when I watch Seinfeld, and keep in mind, these are Jewish white people. So I already know the type of humor that they come with. But it's really because, as they say, it's a show about nothing. It's really white people being white people. White people are funny. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're around real white people. Some of y'all have heard me say plenty of times, Jason Bateman is my favorite white man. I'd hang with that white man because he had me dying laughing without trying to. That's the white man from Hancock. See, I remember watching him way back on Family Ties. That's long for your time. You know what I'm saying? Sitcom was very classic. It was a decent show. You know what I'm talking about? But that's a real white man. You see how he talk, how he move, all that? That's a real white. That's a white man that wear polos, chino shorts, and boat shoes and loafers every day. You know what I'm saying? It's a real white man. He's hilarious, man. Oh, no, please don't do that. Please don't do that. No, we don't need you to restart. Please don't do that. He funny now. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, though, one time I think Jordan had got out the pool. He was drying off naked. And that white lady walked past and she looked at him and went to laughing. He said, "It's shrinkage. It's shrinkage. I was in the pool. That joke was hilarious to me. And the time they caught him eating that Twinkie off the out the garbage can. There was a Twinkie, but it was on the wrapper though. It was at the top, and it was still it really wasn't in no trash. It really was a good Twinkie. He done scooped him, and that white lady done seen him. Oh, and that double dipping too. Oh, that was hilarious. Them white people are hilarious because that's how New York Jewish white people really act. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, John 4:20, man, y'all ain't gonna feel me. It's funny though. Oh no, that show's not funny. Do you know what I'm saying? You want Friends? That show's not funny. That show's alright. Yeah, Friends is horrible. That's not good comedy. That's not good anything. Our fathers worship in this mountain. You say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me. The hour come when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Yahudim. But the hour coming now is when the true worshiper shall worship the Father in Ruach and in truth. For the Father seeks such to worship him. Elohim is a Ruach. They that worship him must worship him in Ruach and in truth. So Elohim is a Ruach. He coming in the cool of the day. He coming in the Ruach. If it says that his breath, the word that his breath out of his mouth is Ruach. Because these people were scared, they went to hide. Why would they go hide? Why would they hide? Hebrews 10, 25. Now I'm going to tell you right this here, right? What we finna read in Hebrews 25 is a scary proposition. For some people, it doesn't even matter. For some people, it do. Nevertheless. Oh, we also got Hebrews chapter 3 on deck. Store that away too.
Hey, y'all get off my food.
Hebrews 20, 10 and 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching. For if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remain no more sacrifice for sins. See, if you know better and you go back, that man say ain't no more sacrifice for you. And that's a hard saying. Now, I just explained this yesterday. I can never say who Yahuwah will forgive and won't forgive. That's not my place to say that. You know what I'm saying? I can sit back and see if Yahuwah is turning someone reprobate because I know what to look for. Because he says since they don't like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, he'll give them over to do those things that are not convenient. So if you're putting together a pattern of behavior that's not convenient, then I would see that he's giving you over to a reprobate mind. Why would he give you over to a reprobate mind? Because you're not retaining him in your knowledge. Because he say, come into the old paths and you'll find rest for your soul. But you say, we will not walk therein. You know what I'm saying? People don't walk therein because they don't believe in what they're doing. People sit back and wonder, okay, they've been doing this 8 years. Like I had somebody really ask me, do I believe the things that I preach and say? And I'm like, yeah, if I didn't believe it, why would I say it? Why would I do it? That's being fake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna do that. If I don't believe in it, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely not gonna say it. Where? Proof and evidence. Before I had any understanding of the word, I didn't speak about the word. I didn't care nothing about it. I didn't front like I was on it. Like some of y'all went to church talking this, that, and the third, living any kind of way. I was not that nigga. I was not going to do that. If I don't believe in it, why am I doing it? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I didn't believe in smoking crack, therefore I didn't smoke it. I didn't believe in women stripping, therefore I did not tip them or support them in any shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like my people asked me to go to strip club with them. My homegirl wanted me to come in the club with her while she did what she did. That was never a place that I wanted to go on my own volition. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't support that. So why am I going? You know what I'm saying? Why am I tipping you? I don't believe in this. I'm not one of... See, a lot of people are used to being fake. You know what I'm saying? That means they're used to pretending and doing things that they don't like or they're not into for the sake of others. Now, there's a difference of somebody supporting you in something that's not really their thing, and they're doing that because they're supporting you because they love and care about you. You know what I'm saying? And they're really trying to assist you in what they're doing. It's just not really their thing. Because if I'm down with you, what you into is what I'm into, and I'm going to support you and I'm going to help you whatever way possible to get accomplished what you're trying to get. It doesn't matter. That's what it doesn't matter. But then there's a difference on you're doing something or professing to in something that you don't believe in. That's fake. I'm not going to do that. I would not be sitting here. Why would I do this 3 times a week, every week, if I ain't believe in it? You know, I could be asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I hustle all day, every day. I could be asleep. You know what I'm saying? Why would I say, you know what? I've been hustling all day. I'm tired. Shoot, man, them niggas ain't getting no word, no wind. I'm going to the house. Shoot, man. I don't feel like coming out there Saturday, man. I'm staying to the house. And niggas know, boy, when I went through what I was going through last year about that time, there were times, plenty of times, I did not want to come. Didn't matter though. You got a job to do. Who asked? It's not my will be done. It's his will be done. My will would have stayed to the house. My will doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? This is the next thing he tell you, right? No, this is what I was telling him, right? Let me go off the like I said, right? That make him forgive. He said he had mercy on whom he want to have mercy. He had compassion on whom he want to have compassion. He forgive who he want to forgive. You know what I'm saying? At the same token, you can't be willfully going against the word and think that you're straight. The example of this, which we're not going to go read, is in the book of Samuel with Eli the priest. He said, you knew what your sons were doing and you did not restrain them. He said, therefore, the sin of the house of Eli will not be purged with sacrifice forever. You know what I'm saying? There was no sacrifice for the people who sinned in the wilderness to redeem them. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew. So you have to keep that in your breast. Like I told the brother yesterday, the only thing that I can see, that if a man do something, bro, that's against the word, it's the exhibitance of godly sorrow. That humble, contrite, and broken heart and godly sorrow for their action, Yahuwah say he'll never despise or reject that. That don't mean he ain't gonna come see you. Because Ahab willfully sinned, and when Ahab humbled himself before him, he said, you know what? I ain't gonna kill you, nigga. At least not right now. You know what I'm saying? At least not right now. I'm still gonna kill you. Just not right now. Matter of fact, he told him, he said, you see how he humbled himself before me? That's the thing people won't do. It's a shame it took him to get ready to kill him for him to humble himself. Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. Notice that he said that he came in the cool of the day. And it said that he will slay the wicked with the breath of his lips. And notice how we talking about how Adam and Eve were terrified and that fearful look they had because of the judgment, because they know that they had sinned willfully. There was no sacrifice for sins for them. What was there to be sacrificed on their behalf? It wasn't. There was none. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much sore punishment suppose ye he shall be thought worthy, who have trodden under the foot of the son of Elohim, and have counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified, an unkadesh thing, and have done despite the ruach of favor. That's some hard words that man just said right there. How much worse punishment that you think you should get when you have despised the words and the blood of the son of Elohim and counted it an unset apart thing. For we know, and he said, vengeance belong unto me, I will recompense, saith Yahuwah. And again, Yahuwah shall judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living Elohim. That's why they were so scared. You know what I'm talking about? But let's look at Hebrews chapter 12 and let's see what it tells you about your Elohim. And it's just quoting what's in Deuteronomy. And we could have went and got it out of Deuteronomy, but I chose not to do so. 12 and 29. It says, for our Elohim is a consuming fire. Did it say he come with fire in this war? Say he slaying the wicked with his breath, so that, didn't he tell you that he shall baptize you with fire? Didn't it say when the Ruach fell upon the apostles, it fell like fire? So what is that fire going to do to them fig leaves? It's going to burn it up. That's why they were scared and they went to go hide. Let's see why. Leave that flight switch alone, little boy. Revelation chapter 6. Six and 14. Yeah, he gonna get mad early because I took the fruit snacks that he stole. Then tried to snag this old good old peanut butter and dark chocolate protein bar and got mad. I told him to put it back in my box. That's mine, cuz. Ain't yours. And it says, Shalahim departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were removed out of their place. Remember that what he said it's going to be when he come back, right? And the things of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of him that sit on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. What was Adam and Eve going to do? They were trying to hide from his wrath, because they know he said they would go. They didn't know what would come. They tried to hide. For the great day of his wrath is come, who shall be able to stand? They weren't able to stand in front of him, so they went and hid. Why else would they hid? He's a consuming fire. He would have burned that fig leaf right on up. You notice later he came and he made them a covering out of skins. He had to make them a covering out of skin. Because he told you, right? Peter just told you, quoting what Isaiah said, that all flesh is grass. And it withers away, right? So if they know he a consuming fire, and that in the cool of the day he coming, in that breath, in that ruach of the day, that fire coming, we got to hide, man. What is these fig leaves going to do? That's how we got to sit back and look at it when we sitting back walking in this flesh. What is this? What is these fig leaves going to do? When Yahuwah come in the power of his might, what these fig leaves going to do for you? Now when it said back and say he made them coats, it said basically like he gave them a linen garment. Just letting you know that. That's Genesis 3 and 21. The word for coats is kathoneth, and it's a tunic, undergarment. A long shirt-like garment, usually of linen. A garment or a robe. So, ain't that something? He gave him a linen garment. Now, why would that be important, y'all, that he gave him a linen garment? It say of skins, and it says of hide of men or of animals. Implication, leather skin. You know, leather usually comes from a cow.
No mixed fabric.
No mixed fabric. But you know, Revelation 19 say that all the Kadeshim were covered in what? Fine linen. Clean and white. So when him clothing them afterwards, this is what he said back and tell you, that was a transgression. They weren't sinners. They committed a transgression. Because he covered them in the coats of skins, or he put them in a robe of fine linen. Clean and white, which is the righteousness of the saints. But we'll deal with that in a minute because we're talking about a garment. Just bear with me. Because I said, right, what got me heading that direction when she asked me about this, you know what I'm saying? And she asked me, well, what about this here in Genesis 20? Some of y'all might have seen when I gave a little preview. You know what I'm saying? But about what it stated about what he said to Sarah. But again, I'm reiterating. 1 Corinthians 11 does not say that a man is a woman's covering. It doesn't say that one time. It says the man is the head of the woman, and the head of the man is Mashiach, and the head of Mashiach is Elohim. The man is the leader of the woman. He leads the woman. He doesn't cover the woman. He leads the woman. And I tell every single woman on here this here, I've always said it, you better make sure you ain't got you no Nabal. Don't have you no fool. Don't be led by no fool. You know what I'm saying? Don't be around here following, listening behind no fool. You know what's crazy in our society? Is that I can ascertain just from the text. And of course you know this is not like this 100% of the time. Of course you know most of the time women were given in marriage. You know what I'm saying? But in the days of old, a virtuous, strong woman, if she'd have spotted a righteous man that was over off the rip as soon as she seen him, they trying to make that happen. And vice versa. More so on the man part, once he pinpoints and sees a virtuous woman, they gonna go make that happen. You know what I'm saying? See, now we don't live in that standpoint because that's not what people want. Who claim to righteousness. That's not what they want. You know what I'm saying? They really want something that's going to be really more appeasing to their sensibilities, this, that, and the third. But also at the same token, and y'all know I've always told you this here, but just don't marry somebody because they deal with the word, though. I've always told y'all that, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do that, though. Only because And that's always been my opinion, because, we used to do stuff, man, had the women on the phone and the men on the phone. And the men would just usually always say, the women, my apologies, I just want somebody in the word. Well, that's a given. But you really don't know what you want in a man. So therefore, you're either going to pick what you always liked when you were in the world, which is 9 times out of 10 going to be detrimental to your salvation, or you just going to pick the wrong type of dude because you don't know what you want, and you just feel like if they in the word, being in the word is not enough. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking like this here, right? Because, okay, I preach the word, that's different. But most of the time, somebody you dealing with, they not going to be no preacher. So what else you going to have other than you believe in Yahuwah? You know what I'm saying? You want to be equally yoked, but at the same time, you actually want to like the person that you have to see every day, that you got to live with. You know what I'm saying? Do you have to be the same person? Do you have to like all the same things? Not necessarily, but you have to be able to get along. I'll tell you, some people can love each other, but they can't get along. You know what I'm saying? And there'll be reasons why they can't get along. Because people look at, how could you love somebody and you can't get along? Just because your personalities clash. You know what I'm saying? There's reasons why people's personalities clash. Some people got strong personalities. Some people have neutral personalities. Some people have weak personalities. Some people have outgoing personalities. Some people have introverted personalities. It's all different type of personality. You know what I'm saying? And if usually if you with somebody who's at one end of the spectrum of the personality thing, clash. You know what I'm saying? And one thing, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, one thing I noticed, people who have strong personalities and people who have weak personalities, they'll always clash. The reason being is because the person with the weak personality is always going to take things personally, or they're not going to understand, or they're going to think that the person with the strong personality perspective of what they're saying is coming from a place that it's not coming from. You know what I'm saying? So there'll be clashing because the person with the weaker personality, which is usually just insecurity and lack of confidence in themselves, they'll always think that they shooting at them. When it's really just cut and dry plain. I'm just talking about this, it really didn't go past that. This is why, on the flip side, if you deal with the word, you will be strong. And if you're dealing with people who are not in the word and they're weak, you get viewed in a different light and possibly in a wrong fashion outside of who you actually are and what you actually own, because they'll weaken you. As he told you in John, greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. So they're not going to view you in the same way. It's going to be different. When we finish our Revelation 6, we established that code out of the breath. What we need to hit after that? I know we got Proverbs 1, Hebrews 3, Job 24. Let's hit the 1 John chapter 2. No, we're going to wait on 1 John chapter 2. Come on back to Job 24. Hallelujah for Yahweh. That's how stuff go though. You know what I'm saying? And that's how people going to be on the last day. Because they're going to come with that fire. And they're going to be hiding. Because they have a fig leaf on. You got flesh. It's as grass. It wither away. So what did Yahuwah do to sit back and say he gave them leather skins or a robe like a fine linen? He gave them something that could be sustained. Matter of fact, I'll just go on and do it. Job 29. I'll just go on and do it. Job 29, Ecclesiastes chapter 9, Revelation 19. I'll make it quick. Job 29 and 14. I put on righteousness and it clothed me. And my judgment was as a robe and a diadem. I was eye to the blind and feet was eye to the lame. I'm going too far. I don't even want to break off and all that now. But reason why I read that verse right there, I was eyes to the blind, had to stop. I kept on going. Because we're going to look at something with the blind. What did he say? He was eyes to the blind. Notice he said he put righteousness on as a garment, right? Or as righteousness clothed him as a robe. Judgment as a robe. What did I mention? Ecclesiastes chapter 9. So if we putting on righteousness, what are you putting on? You putting on the master. How could you put the master on? but by faith. Because Romans 13 and 14 tell you to put you on Yahushua HaMashiach, to make no provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Well, they hadn't put Yahushua on because they were naked. You know what I'm saying? So therefore they had made provisions for the lust of the flesh and fulfilled them. That's why they went to grab the fig leaves or the flesh to cover themselves. But flesh can't cover you from an eternal Elohim who's a consuming fire. Because he will consume it and there will be nothing remaining. That's why they went and hid. Just like these people. The man told you the end from the beginning and the beginning from the end. The people that's in the end covered with grass. They covered with flesh. They don't have no cover. And then when they hear this man come in the cool of the day or in the Ruach, because he's a Ruach, and he's coming with his breath to blow on the earth, which is the Ruach, which is going to be a consuming fire. They trying to hide to not be consumed like Adam and Eve did, because they in transgression like Adam and Eve was. All because they didn't believe. Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 8. Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. You say your garments always need to be white. Before we read Revelation 19, let's get us the Epistle of Jude in verse 21. He took it with him to go poop on. Pooper. The Epistle of Jude, verse 21. Make it 19. These be they who separate themselves sensual, having not the Ruach. Which we see that with Adam and Eve. They were sensual, they didn't have the Ruach, they separated themselves from Elohim because of the disobedience. But ye beloved, building up yourselves on your most Kadesh faith, praying in the Ruach HaKadosh, keep yourselves in the love of Elohim, looking for the mercy of our Master Yahushua HaMashiach unto eternal life. And some have compassion, making a difference, and others save with fear, pulling them out of the fire, hating even the garment spotted by the flesh. Notice that the difference is that you see him take the leaf off and give them a robe or a garment or righteousness to cover them. They didn't have no spots on them. Remember he said, let your garments always be white. You don't want to spot your garments with the flesh, because the flesh is a stain. A stain that if you've sinned willfully can't be removed from you. Now this is what I was talking about yesterday. A lot of times people hear the stuff that we own. Maybe even hear the stuff about knowing they are proof. And the requisite information that may come from that. And they get amped up off of the information and the knowledge that they have heard. But yet that knowledge didn't take root in their heart. So therefore it didn't take root in their soul. Which therefore it didn't cause a conversion. Which therefore it was going to cause you at a certain time to fall back into a certain pattern of behavior. Because all you had was filled up with was know-how, but no do-how. You didn't know how to do nothing. You didn't want to do nothing. You just wanted to know something. And this is where that comes in at what everybody want to teach, because everybody wants to tell people what they know. And I read this many books and I studied the scriptures for this many hours to elucidate on the information that they have called themselves attaining. Yet they have no spiritual comprehension of anything of which they have acquired. And therefore they serve no profit to anyone, not even themselves. So that's why you have the statement of they're ever learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. You don't want to be one of those people who are always learning, but never able to come to the knowledge of the faith. Why are you not able to come to the knowledge of the faith? Because you don't believe it. You can't come to the knowledge of something that you don't believe. That's why I told y'all last week, and I told y'all Wednesday, specifically, the greatest love that a person can show you is the support and belief that is shown through actions. You know what I'm saying? To where they don't have to tell you that they love you. See, sometimes we get in situations and we thought somebody didn't love us. Then we run across somebody who we feel like does love us. But then as you begin to compare the two, you begin to realize that Just like what it is, and I'm actually referring to what it says in Hosea chapter 2. Is what I'm really referring to. Where he say, we left him and went and cleaved to somebody else who was giving us this and giving us that and giving us this and giving us that. And it seemed that they treated us so much better than our husband ever treated us. And then Yasharal had an epiphany and said, you know what? It's time for me to return to my first husband because it was better for me then. Because we realized that the love that that person was showing was not actually the love that we needed. It was the love that we wanted. You know what I'm saying? Luckily for Yasharal, there was a chance at returning to get the love that they needed versus the love that they wanted. So praise be to Yah for that. But when we look at ourselves as individuals, that opportunity might not always be present because you might have sealed yourself off from that love that you needed for the love that you wanted. That love being the love of your flesh and the love of the things of this life and this world. You know what I'm saying? You have to consider that. You have to weigh that. You got to understand that and know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time we go after the things that we want and not the things that we need. I've told y'all this before. Yahuwah going to give you what you need. Satan going to give you what you want. You know what I'm saying? We always look through the word. Y'all always gave the people what they needed. And he still gave them what they wanted. He gave them stuff even when they didn't ask for it. But Satan always pop up with what you want. It's never what you need in that particular situation. It's always what you want. And when you see that, that's the devil. And sometimes we play with it. And we take the stuff that he gives because we want it. And then he got you. And then you can't be able to recover yourself from his clutches. Because people sit down, they hear the word every week. And I ain't talking about none of y'all. I'm speaking in general. You know what I'm saying? People sit down, hear the word every week, watch videos every day, never come to the knowledge of the truth. They never come to the knowledge of Amat. They never come to the knowledge of faith. They never come to that power. Make sure that you're not one of those people. Because if you're ever learning and ever able to come to the knowledge of the truth, I mean, if you learning about Yahushua HaMashiach and you still ain't learned what faith was, you destined an earmark for hell. You know what I'm saying? Ain't really no other way to say that. Because you should be able to hear the word and learn the word. You should have came to faith a long time ago. Don't take long. I'm going to keep it real with you. It don't take long. Shedding certain behaviors might take a little longer for some people than others. I ain't talking about that. Faith come like that. I'm going to be real with you. Especially just reading a book. It come like that. You know what I'm saying? You hear it, you believe that, you were gone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you hear it, like you say, nigga be scared. Like, man, shoot. I ain't never heard nothing like that before. Then you might sit back and consider. But it's right, though. You might see other stuff along the way. Might even pop open the book and read something and it just showing. It's right, though. You went through it, too. It's right, though. I say, oh, no, I can't. I got to go ahead. I know it's right. I know it's the truth. I know it's real. Like, a nigga can't tell me this man ain't real. Nigga can't tell me that. I'm not even finna argue with a nigga like to say, argue. Well, prove to me y'all real. The only saying on me to prove nothing. I can defend the faith of Yahushua HaMashiach. I got to drop of a dime, let that be known. But it's not my job. I don't feel the need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't feel the need to validate why I'm doing what I'm doing. Especially not to a nigga who don't believe it. For what? I don't see the point in that. Everybody different though. Like I just talked to my homeboy the other day. He feel like he on a crusade to prove the earth flat. I'm like, bro. But he was on that before Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, I know.
But you know what I'm saying? But I was like to say, all right. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things. Yeah, it's validity to your stance. And it's some things that you got to be able to answer. But I'm like this here. I don't care though. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you want me to spend all my time studying this and worry about this. But I'm like, bro, you constantly coming at people trying to convince them of that. If you believe the earth is flat, why you need to do that? It seems like to me you're trying to convince yourself. Because you don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Truth stand on its own. Present it and go. Gotta do all that. Revelation 19. And I'm just telling y'all that not on that topic, but anything, period. If you know what you're doing is right, then let your works manifest that is right. Don't spend your time trying to convince somebody what you're doing is right. Because at that point, you're trying to convince yourself that what you're doing is right. You may not be confident and secure in what you're doing. If you're confident and secure in what you're doing, you feel no need to prove it to anyone else. Revelation 19 and 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For fine linen is the righteousness of the Kadeshim. So notice, right, we read Job, I put on righteousness clothe me. You know, your garment's always white. And the purpose of that is because you put on the sun, like Romans 13 and 14 tells you. Because you need a covering from the cold. You need a covering from this man's breath now. You need a covering for this man Ruach, because he is a Ruach. You need a covering from Elohim in his wrath. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9. And then we come back to Job 24. We might have got all we needed to get up out of Proverbs chapter 1. We'll see though, because we still got Hebrew chapter 5 on. We got a lot of stuff on there. Some of it we might discard. Throw it in the recycle bin. Use it later. The muffin just said screw it. Boy got some lungs on him. First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9. Make it 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation. Notice the breastplate. What does the breastplate cover? The heart. You know what I'm saying? Look at Romans chapter 10 real fast. We come right back. Because I don't want to say it wrong. Because I already could tell when I was about to open my mouth and say it, I was going to say it wrong. This goes back to what we were talking about on Wednesday. About manifesting your love for him through your faith, through your actions. Romans 10, verse 8. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart. That is the word of faith which we preach, which the law preached, because he's quoting Deuteronomy 30. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Master Yahushua, and shalt believe in thy heart that Elohim raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believe unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. For the scripture saith, whosoever believe on him shall not be ashamed. Come on back to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. You know, it's a lot of people, they end up being ashamed because they never really believed on him. But you notice he say the heart. If he believe in the heart believeth unto salvation. That comes from the mouth. Why you got to put that breastplate on. All this goes back to is Proverbs chapter 4. Guard your heart, for the issues of life come from it. A lot of people never guarded their heart. They never really believed. So therefore they sought to do their own will. You know what I'm saying? I know it's some niggas, if I step there, they got a whole bunch to say about me. I tell them, I don't care. Run your mouth. What difference does it make to me? I feel like how David felt. When that Benjamite came up and cursed him, he said, called him a bloody man. And Joab wanted to knock his head off. And David said, man, shoot, leave that nigga alone, man. He said, if Yahuwah bid him to curse, let him curse. You know what I'm saying? If you got something you got to say about me, man, shoot, run your mouth. Yahuwah allows it. And may Yahuwah requite him for every idle word that they spoke when he feel like handling that. And dude did get his. On his own. We talking about Shimei. And Shimei ended up getting himself killed. Because he told him to go stay in a particular area and don't leave. And get what that stupid nigga did. He left. Got his whole head knocked off. So you see how even then that individual got himself killed. So when he got taken out, he couldn't blame it on David. He couldn't blame it on Solomon. He had to rest that in his own lap. In his own lap. But you know that David didn't get mad. And that goes back to, he was reviling David by cursing him, right? And they reviled the master on the stake. And guess what the master did? When he was reviled, he reviled not again. That's going back to love your enemies. Pray for them that despitefully use you. Bless them that curse you. Dude was cursing David. David didn't curse him back. We done been on the street where niggas curse niggas. I curse you in the name of Yah, Yah, kill you. Y'all ain't see the spirit of y'all ain't in you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Well, I take a lot of stuff from niggas. Niggas be like, well, I don't know how you. It's just is what it is, man. Just know what the words say. They'll get theirs. They don't get it now, they get it later. You gonna burn, baby, burn like Disco Inferno. Verse 9. For Elohim have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our master Yahushua HaMashiach. You know, he didn't appoint Adam and Eve to wrath. That's why he gave them something to cover them. Because he easily could have killed them and started all over again. But he hadn't appointed him to wrath. He appointed him to salvation. He was showing us that when he put that robe on. Job 24. We will stop back and at least reread the verse that we did read in Proverbs chapter 4, because we have to complete Hebrews chapter 5 and Hebrews chapter 3 that we mentioned before. Other than that, it's just 1 John chapter 2. And 1 John chapter 2 don't necessarily have to be used, but we shall see. Job 24 and 7. Read it again. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and embrace the rock for the want of shelter. Now y'all should know what that means, but I'm going to motivate that. Because if I don't, we won't complete what we're talking about. But you who are willing, we will revisit. They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing. They take away the sheave from the hungry. Why is the sheave important? Does anybody know what the sheave is important for? Anybody know what the sheave is important for? Let's see if anybody on the stream knows what the sheave is important for. Well, on first fruits, you're supposed to wave, son. You know what you're supposed to wave? Go to Leviticus 23, we'll look at it. Leviticus 23, y'all. Leviticus 23. A sheave is an omer, it's a dry measure. Hold Job 24, Leviticus 23. Yeah, let's take it around now. My tiredness catching up. Leviticus 23, verse 12. Make it 9. Yeah. Leviticus 23 and 9. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, speaking to the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, when you be come in the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, you shall bring a sheave of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And you shall wave the sheave before Yahuwah to be accepted for you on the morrow after the Shabbat. The priest shall wave it. And you shall offer that day when you shall wave the sheave a he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto Yahuwah. And the meat offering thereof should be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil. An offering made by fire unto Yahuwah for a sweet savor. And a drink offering thereof shall be of wine and the fourth part of a hin. And you shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that you have brought an offering unto your Elohim. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Now, we're not going to go into this in great detail, but Yahushua is that sheave offering or that first fruit offering that have to be waved. Does anybody know when that offering was waved? Notice, when did it say, the law say that offering had to be waved? On the day after the Shabbat, right? When did the master resurrect from the dead? So him coming up out the grave was what made him the wave or the sheave offering. And it says they want to take that sheave offering from the hungry. Which all that's going back to when they say the scribes and Pharisees were trying to stop people from preaching in his name. Because they were trying to stop the home. Because he say those that Baruch are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. But it say the priests were not trying to enter into the kingdom of Shamahim, nor were they trying to help anybody else get in. So I'm going to tell you something real. regardless of what anybody want to hear, anybody want to feel. It's people who don't want to see you get in the kingdom, even though they profess that they do, even though they profess that they believe this, and they will do everything in their power to make sure that you don't get in because they're not trying to get in. And we're supposed to have enough wisdom to be able to make a determination between the two of who actually wants to see you get in and who don't. Because you got people around you, and it's to whoever he is folk, who don't want to see you make it. And they say they believe the word just like you do. But they don't want to see you make it. I want to see everybody make it. But the reality of the situation is I know everybody is not. So I will not pretend to live in a fantasy world and pretend as if everybody is. You know what I mean? Because I know everybody is not. I know, just like Paul said, I got to keep my body under subjection, lest if I preach to others, I be a castaway. Because if I mess around, I ain't going to be there neither. Because I seen somebody say, how you going to tell somebody they not getting in the kingdom like your spot is reserved? All I thought about when I seen that, they weren't talking to me, was what I just mentioned to y'all, what Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 9. But somebody has to tell people that their behavior is going to get them excluded. How else will they know to stop doing what they're doing to not be excluded? And this is what I just told my brother Detroit. I just told Darius this yesterday. Niggas find out they Hebrews and still do the same stuff that they pick on Christians for doing. Do the same stuff they pick on Christians for doing. Class A hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick at the Christian for ABC behavior and then y'all doing AB. That's what Christians say. You can't tell nobody who gonna get in the kingdom and who ain't. Yes, I can. I can, and even if I'm sour, I'm going to hell with him. You know what I'm talking about? But book say clear day, that nigga ain't going. I seen a picture the other day, nigga sold drugs, shot by 5-6 niggas, nigga get killed, talking about I know he looking down on me. No, he not. That nigga's in hell. I done said that before I seen that meme though. Nigga got killed robbing the liquor store, talking about he looking down on us. That nigga going to hell. How you gonna say somebody going to hell? Shoot. Look at his life. Shoot me. That's like saying a prostitute won't catch a venereal disease. Eventually, your pattern of behavior is going to lead to this what's going to happen. You keep selling drugs, eventually you're going to jail. Keep cheating on your wife, eventually some windows going to get busted out your car. Tires get flattened. You know what I'm saying? Bad stuff goes happening. Come on back to Job 24. One thing about it, boy, you can't do wrong by people and don't expect good to come to you. And if good do come to you and you do wrong, somebody going to hell. See, I'm going to tell y'all something, right? If you were doing wrong in a situation before you knew the word, like really knew it, you know, y'all can be very merciful in that aspect. But how much mercy do you think we going to get when you know before you did something and then you went and got mired in it anyway and then think that he just going to absolve you from that when he going to look at you knew better? That should not have happened to you. Job 24. We're in verse 11. Which make oil within their walls, and tread their wine presses, and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded cry out. Yet Elohim lay not folly to them. You know, we dealt with that a long time ago. That's just talking about the master crying out when he got wounded for your transgressions, and the Father did not hold sin on him. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the path thereof. The murderer rising with the light kill the poor and needy, and in the night is as a thief. The eye also of the adulterer wait for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, disguise his face. In the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. Now, I went a little further than where I was going. supposed to go. It's 10:50, so I can't even get all of this. But I'm going to tell you where the stuff at, and you can look for it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't read all this out. I'd like to, but not right now. What do y'all think this means when he say the murderer rising with the light, kill the poor and needy, and then the thief, and in the night is as a thief? Who is this murderer? Who rise with the light? Who killed the poor and needy? Just like he told you in Ezekiel 22, they vex the poor and needy. Poor meaning humble. Then it says the eyes also of the adulterer wait for the twilight, saying no eye see me, and disguise his face. Well, all this is referring to Judas. Judas is the murderer that rose with the light. Was he not with it? Did he not kill it? Was he not called a thief? Did the master, why do you think the master said you come out at me against a thief with swords and staves? Y'all coming at me like I'm a thief in the night. Because y'all thieves in the night. Because y'all coming to steal me away in the night. And it'll be, why you think, when you look at when the feds come, y'all know when they come? Wee hours in the morning when you're good and sleep. Because you ain't going to be ready. That's why the master told you don't sleep. Because you might not know when I come, you won't be ready. So when you look at the eye of the adulterer, who is the adulterer? The adulterer is Yasharal. They say ain't nobody going to see us. We're going to cover our face. Verse 16 saying, in the dark they dig through houses which they mark for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. Remember, he said they don't know me. So therefore they don't know my Father also. They had already picked out that they were going to kill this man. It was already plotting. That's why he say the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. Remember what the master told him. I'm the light of the world, didn't it? Now let's look at something, right? Say the morning. Well, let's get to John 3 and 18 first. Then we'll slide to Genesis chapter 20. Shoot, you could drop Proverbs chapter 1. You could drop 1 John chapter 2. We'll hit the Hebrews 3 though, and then Hebrews 5. Ain't what I just said. Or John chapter 10. Because I used to keep niggas all night. I don't keep niggas all night anymore. Well, that was long for you games. Long. Shoot, matter of fact, ain't nobody around from them time but Lee Glove and Muffin and Dwight. But there's certain people that can tell you, boy, 11:30, 11:45. Then sometimes we still be on the phone till 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock. Yeah, but she told me I almost hit 12. That used to be every week. I don't keep them that late no more. 3 and 18. He that believe on him is not condemned. But he that believe not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim. Remember, he said these are those who rebel against the light. See, the light is as dark as death to them. And this is the condemnation that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. For everyone that do evil hate the light, neither come to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that do truth come to the light, that his deeds may be manifest, for they are wrought in Elohim. So this is the penalty for those who rebel against the light. They rebel against the light, and they don't know the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. So they can't know the way of Kadeshness. They can't know the way, the truth, and the life, which is Yahushua, so they don't know which way to walk. This is why he told them, if you don't believe that I am he, you will die in your sins. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he turned around and say this here in verse 17, which Most High willing will come back and deal with all this stuff in Job 24, because he gets off real hard on this man, real gangster. This is Job speaking in Job 24. This is Job speaking. No, you ain't got to come back to it. I'm just letting you know that this is Job. And that 24th chapter, that's Job speaking. We know Job is a prototype of Yahushua. And this is who's speaking. But remember, he just said that the morning is to them as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. Well, we already looked at that already. When they say he's going to come with that fire, because you know that he's going to make it dark when he returns, and he's coming to slaughter. We've already seen that terror that they're going to have, because that light was to them a shadow of death. Because they was going to have to die to their flesh and to their own ways, and they didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Showing the product of that they didn't really believe. Genesis chapter 20. Because that being said about eyes and covering, and it was related to Genesis chapter 20, and we got to get that. And then the Hebrews 5 will clean up what we were talking about with being naive and simple, and what I was referring to that. And we'll close it. Genesis chapter 20, verse 15. Make it 14. And Amalek took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Amalek said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleased thee. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I've given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes, and to all that are with thee, and with all other thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto Elohim, and Elohim healed Amalek and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For Yahuwah had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Amalek because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. So you also, you know what you see Abraham being here in this verse? A mediator. He was the one who could step to Yahuwah and petition someone on his behalf. Which is also going to the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. You know what I'm saying? Because the prayer of a righteous man can turn away much evil off a person. But notice that he said that Abraham, the exalted father, would be a covering for Sarah's eyes, right? Now, we got to see what that means. I'm going to tell you what the word is that's in that verse. Notice that he said 1,000 pieces of silver. And that word there is kasath, and it's just covering, it's clothing or covering for concealment, or a raiment or a vesture. Well, we notice to keep seeing there's something about a covering repeatedly, right? Let's look at something that, remember how we said that he did something for those that make them blind? Say, I was eyes to the blind. And you know, he said he came to give eyes to the blind, right? He told you that in Luke chapter 4, right? But let's look at something in John chapter 9, though. Those 1,000 pieces of silver are referring to the master's blood. Because remember, you weren't redeemed with corruptible things as silver and gold from the vain behavior of your followers. This is John 9:37. He said, but the precious blood of the Lamb. And Yahushua said unto him, Thou hast both seen him, and it is he that talketh thee. And he said, Master, I believe, and he worshipped him. And Yahushua said, For judgment I am coming to this world, that they which see might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, Are we blind also? Yahushua said unto them, If you were blind, you should have no sin. But now ye say, We see, therefore your sin remain. Notice that he said that she would be a covering, that Abraham would be a covering for Sarah's eyes. Notice how he just said if you had, your sin would be forgiven and you would not see. Because you'd have a covering for your eyes. He said, you see, therefore your sin remain. You know why they sin remain? Because they willfully sin and there's no more sacrifice for sins for them. If you've been made blind and you covered yourself with Mashiach, you wouldn't see sin. As the old saying say that people like to say, I hear no evil, I see no evil, I speak no evil. And that goes how I said about Lot, where he said the deeds of the wicked vexed his righteous soul. So when we look at this covering over the eyes and then we see a covering over the garments, it's because Romans chapter 16, verse 16. This is why. Children just don't like to go to sleep. At least on their own. At least when you put. Like, you can't stay up all night. Romans 16 and 17, really. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. Now this is something, right, that I haven't really implemented. So I be telling people, right, I be letting niggas live. There's a lot of things that the word will support me doing that I don't do out of mercy and compassion, that niggas would really be mad if they mad now. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of people that have crossed our path, so I don't want nobody thinking we just, because this nigga's mad with me, that I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, nigga might fight me if they saw me, you know what I'm saying? For real though. But notice what he said, right? He said, those that cause divisions and offenses contrary to what you've been taught and what you've learned. He said, mark them and avoid them. Do you know if it was somebody doing something, because called divisions would mean called splits. Same thing would happen with Korah. He caused a division, they were marked, everybody avoided him. Because he told them, don't fool with him unless you get swallowed up in everything that appertain with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's law to back this up, and there's more places in the law to back this up what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But you know that the book said you to mark niggas if they cause separations and offenses contrary to the book. And then to leave them alone. Ain't that what it said? That's what it said, right? Leave them alone. Because that's what avoid somebody means, is to leave them alone. If you was to do that right now, niggas say, see them niggas in the coat. You know what I'm saying? Or a nigga say you trying to manipulate or control people to not talk with or deal with somebody that you don't want them to talk to or deal with. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing I can tell individuals is use wisdom on whom you ever choose to talk to or whoever you want to deal with. Because I can't tell you who to talk to and who to deal with. That's not really my place. But if a nigga was to really go in the word, if I was to say it, like if I was to say it in the midst of it, a nigga would think it would be self-serving. That I would be saying that just to fulfill what I want, to control people and do what I want to do. When in actuality, it's just his business. I'm just showing you what the book said. The book say, if a nigga's, I'll read it again. Now I beseech you. He's begging them. So that's what it means to beseech someone. You're begging them. Brethren, mark, which means point them out, which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. I tell you, Bruce wouldn't like that if niggas did that. You know what I'm saying? I said, I be letting niggas live. You know what I'm talking about? Cause this book is tight. But if a nigga implemented everything, niggas would be hot. Because by the favor of Yahushua, I have the ability to show you where it come from. Do you know what I'm saying? Then if I show you where it come from, and you're a person who believe the word, guess what you gonna do? You gonna do it. So then guess what a nigga, cause see, I don't be wanting the ministry to be blamed. I don't be wanting y'all to be blamed. So I let niggas live sometime. Guess what a nigga gonna do? See, he told them niggas to do that. See, he exerting too much control over them people. See, he got the people doing this and doing, I ain't got nobody doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Cause guess what? You could tell somebody, so you know what's funny? Niggas say that there, but they won't say, he got the people not smoking weed, committing adultery, telling lies. Nobody say that when it's something positive. Cause that's how niggas is. That's how niggas is. If it's something they feel like negative, he got them people doing this. Something positive, see, them brothers heard the word and they just being faithful to the obedience of the word. That's how niggas operate. When it's something positive, he ain't got you nothing. When it's something you don't like, he got them people acting like that. I ain't got nobody acting like nothing. Niggas is grown, do what they want them. You know what I'm saying? He say, for they that are such serve not our master Yahushua HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Which we already seen with Satan. But do you notice that Paul is making a clear statement that if somebody is bringing divisions or offenses contrary to the word, that they don't serve Yahushua, that they serve their own lusts and desires, and by nice words, they deceive the who? The naive. Praise y'all. You see how he brings stuff full circle, tied up, all cleaned up nice like before we depart. Because he said, how long will you simple ones love simplicity and despise knowledge? What are they despising? The knowledge of Elohim. What is the knowledge of Elohim? The testimony of his son, which goes back to they were rising up with the light as murderers and adulterers who they knew him not, and they were enemies of the light, and the light was a shadow of death to them because they hated knowledge. And you sitting back looking at them, that through good words and fair speeches, we already know they deceived the hearts of the simple by coming to get the people to kill them, and that they were living and speaking, they were causing divisions, and they were committing offenses contrary to the doctrine. Man, praise y'all for the word. The word is very simple. You just have to get Ezra chapter 7 real fast. And we come right back to Romans 16. Ezra chapter 7, we'll start at verse 6 and then drop to verse 10. All I do is just say what the book say. Rightfully divided, individual can come up with their own determination. You know what I'm saying? Of whether it be true or whether it be false. Verse 6. Then this Ezra went up from Babylon, and he was a ready scribe in the Torah of Moses, which Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharah had given. The king granted him all his requests according to the hand of Yahuwah his Elohim upon him. That word for ready is mahir, and it literally means quick, prompt, skilled, ready, diligent. So Ezra was a skilled man, and he was diligent. Just, you know what this goes back to? I'm going to show you what it goes back to in a minute. I'm going to just say it now. You know what it goes back to if he was a diligent scribe? Hold on, drop down to verse 10. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the Torah of Yahuwah and to do it, and to teach in Yasharah statutes and judgments. Notice that before it said anything about teaching, that he said he sought Yahuwah, and then he sought it, prepared his heart to what? To do it. You know how we backwards is in these days and times. We want the knowledge, but we don't want to do it. And then you want to go teach somebody. That's why he say a steward must be found faithful. But you know what this is about Ezra preparing his heart and being a diligent and ready scribe? Study to show thyself approved. Rightfully dividing the word of truth. As a workman under Elohim. See, everybody love to quote that 2 Timothy 2 and 15. But as you can clearly see just from what I reference here, and there's other places to back that up, and he's writing to Timothy, who was a preacher, that was not a statement to everybody. That was a statement to a man who is a preacher, who is a workman. If you are a workman, don't you think you would need to study the word? Why would you need to show yourself approved to Elohim for studying the word if he ain't sent you to be no teacher? Didn't we just read in Jeremiah 28 when he told Hananiah that Yah has not sent you, you called the people to trust in a lie? So it had been proved that he was not a workman under Elohim, and that Jeremiah was. So when he telling them to study to show thyself approved, you study to show that you to approve the selection and the choosing that Yahuwah had done and choosing you to be a soldier and a minister of his word. And that when you manifest the word and rightly divide the word, that an individual would know that Yahuwah has approved this man for this work. Very easy to ascertain. That is not a statement to everybody. It's not. And guess what, y'all? Ain't no shame in not being a preacher. Because guess what? Your reward ain't going to be no less than his. And his reward ain't going to be no greater than yours. You're going to get the same kingdom, with the same ruach, with the same, well, not the same lot of inheritance, depending on what tribe you're in. You'll get the same thing. You're going to eat from the same tree. You're going to drink from the same water. You're going to be in the same place. You're going to have the same mark in your forehead. You're going to see Elohim. Same, ain't no tears dropping from your eyes. It's nothing, you ain't getting nothing different. Guess what? A man ain't going to get no greater reward than a woman. She going to get the same reward you get. So it don't matter if you preach or not. My reward is not going to be greater than any man because I preach. Now there are certain men who he's set to do certain things for, and that's his prerogative, and we'll know who those men are at the time appointed, because nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? But your whole objective is to be there. Like David said, I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my Elohim than dwell in the tents of wickedness. I remember I heard a white dude. He said, man, I don't care nothing about y'all being black, Yahushua being black, his people being black. He said, if I got to mop the floors, at least I'm there. That's all he cared about. And my homeboy, it's funny too, because my homeboy was telling me that a dude told the man who told him about the word, told him that in the trap when he first heard about it. And then I heard a nigga say that. You know what I'm saying? Our white dude. Like I heard somebody say that and that tripped me out. What we got? What was that? Romans 16. Oh, goodness. 16 and 8. I'll read 17 again. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not our master Yahushua HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. For your obedience is come abroad unto all men. I am glad therefore on your behalf. But yet I would have you wise unto that which is good, and simple concerning evil. When it comes to evil, I'd hope you be a fool. I'd hope you be naive. I'd hope you be stupid. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't know nothing about it. You wouldn't know how to execute it. Stupid in sin, skillful in knowledge. Skillful in that which is good. But you know, we skillful in evil and naive in that which is good. That's how we live. Hebrews 5, verse 12. Now, of course, it's talking about teachers, but nevertheless. And after that, Hebrews chapter 3, and we will cease for the evening. Praise Yahuwah for the word. Praise Yahuwah for the word. The word is good and the word is right. Thanks be to Yah for it. Hebrews 5 and 12. For when for the time you ought to be teachers, you have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of Elohim, and become such as have need of milk, and not of strong meat. For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. You know, Eve was unskilled in the words of righteousness. She was a babe. That's why she was simple and she was naive. So that's understandable. That's why he say there remain no more sacrifice for sin for those who have received. He said receive the knowledge of the truth, right? He said for as many as received him, he gave them power to become the sons of Elohim. I mean, you done heard the word and you received it and you professed it to be true. Don't you realize, right, that if you turn around and you tell me I need milk and you've been doing this for a good, you unskilled in the word of righteousness. How could you manifest it to anyone else in any capacity? Deeds first. I ain't talking about no preaching. I'm talking about deeds first. Your actions, your lifestyle first. If you say you have need of milk. When somebody tell me that they have need of milk, you can either hit me directly or go look at Jesus for True Freedom. It got all the milk you need. Because once you start cycling through the page with my name on it, it starts to get solid food. You get on the channel that all the new stuff get on there, ain't no milk on there. Ain't gonna be no milk on there. You know what I'm saying? If you want the sincere milk of the word that you can grow that by, you need to come holler at me directly. And we'll handle that for you. Get all the breast milk you can get. It's already been pumped. It's in the refrigerator waiting on you. It's up to you to come get it. The reason why I say this here, man, because this is how I was raised, right? Mom Duke said, if you want to learn something, what you waiting on somebody to come tell you for? Don't you got a brain, nigga? Don't you know how to go find that for yourself? What you waiting on somebody to do for you for what you could do for yourself? Because she used to get hot when she worked at FSCJ back in the day because the students would ask for this and ask for that. And she would say, did you even look first? They were like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? So if you wanted to know something, are you seeking? And I ain't talking about just trying to. If you want the first or four way to study on your own, to figure out on your own, I ain't knocking you for that. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't figured it out and you still ain't asked no question, I'm going to knock you for that. Because now you're being proud. Now you're being stubborn. Now you're being ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That man say, seek and you shall find. If what you're looking for, are you seeking after it? Because if you're not seeking after it, then guess what that is evidence of? You didn't really want to find it. Because if you really wanted to find it, you'd have been looking for it. See, I'm going to tell you something, right? I'm not going to cut no corners. I ain't going to compromise with nobody. I don't care if it hurt niggas' feelings. I don't care if they don't like it. How could he say that? What you mean is the truth, though. If you really wanted to know something, you're going to find out. You didn't want to know. That's why you didn't ask. Because you felt like if you asked, you might get told that you can't do something that you want to do. Therefore, I'm not asking. I remember what I was. I was talking to this chick around my way one time, years ago. We were talking about something. I'm like, yeah, man, you know you can't wear no pants and no jewelry. She was like, oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I said, what? She said, because if you tell me that, then I'll be responsible for it because I've heard it. But if you don't tell me, then I'm not responsible. I'm like, baby, you're responsible regardless. Regardless. I'm going to tell you whether you want to hear or whether you forbear. You're going to get this word. Verse 13 again. For everyone that used milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe. The strong meat belongs to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. When you get the strong meat, you can actually look at things and determine what's right and what's wrong. Why? Because you're a fool to what is evil and wise unto that which is good. So you can be able to tell. This is why I can look at a nigga and tell, oh, that nigga don't believe it. And see, I'm going to tell you something, right? Niggas got jumped up. That nigga Nick Cannanoia Brew, he said shalom. Nigga did an interview right after that when they talking about, why this nigga got, see the nigga got on the mitri, or that's what he wore for turban. See, he know he a brew. That nigga said, nigga, I'm studying the ski religion. That what them Indians serve. I think it's a ski temple right there on Merrill, right before you get to Arby's. Hajib. Haji. They say Krutapali. Raj, something Krutapali. But in all seriousness though, like they seen that and say, see, he know he a brew. Nigga say, yeah, I've been studying a ski religion and more science religion. But see, I don't get swayed on a nigga saying shalom. I don't get swayed on a nigga knowing he a brew. I ain't swayed on a nigga garments, because that don't mean that's what's in his heart. But that's how niggas look at, because I'm a full age, I can discern between good and evil. I didn't have no thoughts about Nick Cannon at all. I'm like, if he know he a brew, pray the Lamb. Hopefully he decided to live his life right. I'm not going to invest a lot of energy and time into that. It's a grown man. What I look like worrying about what the grown man is doing for, he need to be further in the word. He don't need to be doing but whatever you who told him to do. Tell that man what he need to be doing. Niggas need to get boogers out their nose, but some niggas don't do it. Niggas need to stop messing with fat hoes to get income tax check, but somebody at a fat hole house right now. Waiting on a veiled man. Hebrews chapter 3. Verse 7. I'm for real. Wherefore, as the Ruach HaKodesh say, today if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness. When your fathers tempted me and proved me and saw my works 40 years. Wherefore I was grieved with that generation and said, they do err always in their heart. They have not known my ways. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living Elohim. But exhort one another daily, while it's called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. Remember how we were talking about that heart being hardened? We talking about you ain't got no covering for your eye because you don't believe the word, therefore your heart gets hard. See, a lot of people don't believe the word. And sin looks really, really nice. And once you go to fooling with it, it done slew you. And once it slew you, it's over. But hallelujah for Yahushua the word, man. Y'all will on tomorrow. Everybody on the stream, appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Bless y'all at the house. Y'all name Yahushua Mashiach. We'll be at Regency tomorrow, room A. Y'all willing. We all alive. Again, just weigh that out, y'all, and consider. Just consider. Consider why you need a covering. Considering what's going to happen to you when he come in the cool of the day. Consider what a hard heart of unbelief can get you. Consider what's going to happen if you rebel against the light. Just consider. Because every last one of y'all know. Everybody watching, everybody on the other side of that camera know one thing. You know if you believe this man's word or not. Everybody on this phone, you know if you believe this man's word or not. For those of you who don't, may you receive your full portion. For those of you who do, stay strong and endure. You know what I'm saying? Stay firm in your faith. And just like we read in Jude, stay praying in the Ruach HaKodesh and build up your most Kadesh faith. And make sure that your garments ain't spotted by the flesh. Because the reason I'm saying this, because the master talked to a whole group of people, and then, hey, he was talking to some people, and some people he wasn't. That's why I say people don't know this man. The realest man to ever walk the planet. The realest. Didn't cut no corner, didn't play no games. Loving and compassionate, all of the same. You know what I'm saying? But he's the realest. Nevertheless. Everybody on the stream, man, love y'all, man. I'm finna cut this thing off. I appreciate y'all. Those of y'all on the phone, I love y'all too. Bless y'all at the house. Y'all name me Yahushua. But I'm finna hang the phone. Because I might pass out. All right, y'all. All right.